party on the radio. Happer and Schaefer. Happer and Schaefer. Happer and wow, Schaefer. It's Connor and Mike. Yeah. Happer and Schaefer. Happer and Schaefer. Happer and wow, Schaefer. It's Connor and Mike.
All right, good morning and welcome in. Happy Friday. It's Happer and Schaefer here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer and not Mike Schaefer. Nick Sainert. Oh, Nick.
Happer, good morning.
Welcome. Welcome back. You were here a few weeks ago when I was playing golf, and now you're here now when Schaefer's playing golf.
Back. I'm just the guy that fills in when people play golf.
That's awesome. We'll get used to it because there's a lot of golf to play.
You play a lot of golf?
Well, in the summer, I leave a lot on Fridays to play golf.
You do a lot of those weekend tournaments with your buddies, right?
It's really two weekends,
these large groups,
back to back, and so I was gone for those 2 Fridays, and that was it. But thank you for being here.
Thanks for asking me.
How's it feel to put the radio shoes back on?
It feels good.
I've been doing radio forever, and then you stop cold turkey.
I did kind of stop cold turkey.
Unbelievable.
Nobody saw it coming.
And now we're getting you rolling.
God, you guys are dumb.
Now we're getting you rolling back again. Maybe you'll catch the bug. Maybe you'll be like, I want to do radio.
I'll be honest.
Feels like probably not.
The two days that I did radio with Schaefer, it was a lot of fun. But I did not leave going, man, I made the wrong choice.
The time slot could be a part of that.
I think Charlie calling in that one day.
Charlie
made it seem like it.
Have we heard from Charlie since?
No, we have not.
I honestly, Charlie has never called into a show that I have done, and there
God,
he is.
you guys are dumb.
Thank you, Joey. And we've never heard from him since. So I don't know where Charlie came from. That was weird.
It was a one-time thing.
I like the call though. It was great.
Have you gotten to listen to the call in its
I've
entirety?
heard the whole call.
Good.
Yes,
Good.
I've heard the whole call both on the podcast and aggregated on Chicken Nick.
Did you? Speaking of aggregated, last time I was on, I got aggregated.
I know. So my goal yesterday, my stated goal yesterday with Schaefer was to make you say something again.
I didn't know.
Come on, say something.
I don't have anything to say.
We'll get you somewhere. Well, we're gonna make Lincoln Arneal tweet something about you again.
I guess is Lincoln the only one that can aggregate? I mean, in my role now, it's like Lincoln's the only one that really cares about anything.
I suppose. I mean, there's a lot of folks who care about what's going on in the volleyball community.
Jacob Adillo, maybe he'll catch wind at some point. Probably in the 9 o'clock hour.
Yeah,
depending on when he wakes up.
Jacob probably won't be awake by the time the show ends.
That's true.
Yeah. It's kind of his style.
He was into the football that took place yesterday.
He was. I saw him tweeting about some fifth stringers or something like that.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
And I have my thoughts on the fifth stringers.
Oh, I'm going to ask Joey about
especially
the Packers
against
today.
Drew Aller.
Oh,
I'm going to ask Joey about the Packers today, and
Drew
I cannot wait to do so. So, young Nick is here, or as they've called him, Big Swim.
Just Swim nowadays.
Oh, okay, Mr. Swim.
Yeah.
And he is with us here on this Friday. I can't wait to reunite. We have lots to talk about.
How deep in the weeds are we going to get on our?
I think we should tell people the whole story. I was looking for the picture last night.
I was wanting it to be your radio show picture.
So I was looking for it, and I wanted to just be done with getting stuff ready for the show, and so I kind of gave up on it really, really quick. But so what year was that, Nick? Let's tell people this story to start things off.
I can try to find.
I'm sure.
I don't know if I have the picture. I cleaned out my camera roll years ago, and there was a point where
you sent it to me in you sent me a nice text or something like that, but then I looked back through our text messages. And it wasn't there either.
I sent you a nice text.
Yeah, you sent me a nice when I left,
when you left
or something like that. Like
probably.
You
just left me for the wolves,
high and dry. Exactly.
It was okay. I found it. It's actually the first ever photo on my camera roll.
Whoa!
It's at the top left.
Holy smokes! Okay, and then click on it and tell me what date that is.
August. Wait a minute. August 14th,
Oh, boy.
2017.
9 years ago.
This exact day.
9 years ago, in honor of J.J. McCarthy not being the starting quarterback. Wow, history.
What are the odds, Hap?
9 years ago today, young Nick was in school of some sort, high school.
I would have been a sophomore in high school.
Okay, a sophomore in high school, and he decided, I want to do sports talk radio. And who should I call to learn how to do sports talk radio? At the time, 30 or 23-year-old, 25-year-old me. I can't remember.
You would have been 20. How old would you? I honestly don't know
I'm
this
34
answer.
right now.
So 9 years ago would have been 25.
So a 25-year-old me and Tom Stevens, who were doing a show at the time at the Ticket in Lincoln. And he said, young Nick, he wrote in an email. It was a great email. And he was like, I'd like to shadow you guys. I'm in high school. I want to learn how to do sports talk radio. And then we were like, sure, whatever. You can sit there the entire show. That's fine.
I did sit there.
And he just sat there the entire show. You probably gave us some courtesy laughs, which was nice. I don't remember what the topics would have been.
The only thing I do remember from that day, and I think it would have lined up timing-wise, this was in the middle of the Brendan Radley Hiles.
Incredible.
Buki freaking, everybody freaking out because Buki might go to Florida.
Incredible. Buki sweepstakes were on. So
Yeah.
he would have been committed to Nebraska at the time because this is right prior to the 2017 season. He didn't decommit till like the season got off the rails.
I remember he decommitted on Halloween.
Okay, there you go. Wow,
The only
season was way off the rails by
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah. The only reason I remember that was because I was working at a job at Amigos. And I remember in between rolling burritos, I was like, wait a minute.
You're like, wow,
Bookie just decommitted.
I'm done with the Amigos life. I want to do sports talk radio. And it was all inspiration from that day. So you came in and, you know, we have this picture that is just incredible.
I look so bad.
I have hair. This is like
You have hair and no beard.
When you said
a patchy beard.
When you said 2017, I felt like the year was going to be like 2008.
I would have been 7.
Which I don't think, I wasn't doing sports talk radio in 2008, but that's how long ago it feels.
It does feel like a long time.
I guess 2017 is a long time ago. I have to adjust that in my brain. But there you go. That is when I met young Nick, then eventually ended up working with him just a few years later. And then, as he said, I left him high and dry a couple years ago.
We worked together for what was like 6 months.
Was that it?
I don't. There was not much crossover.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we built a really great bond and kinship during those 6 months.
Sure.
It doesn't feel like it. Feels like it was more than 6 months.
The days go slow, but the years go fast.
You're less sure about this bond and kinship.
Well, I'm curious. When do not that I hate this. This does not bother me. When does the young Nick piece get taken off? And I just stay Nick.
I call Jake young Jake, and he's older than me. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
I just didn't know.
It's not. It really doesn't have anything to do with your age.
Well, I'm not worried about it anymore.
I don't think.
I mean, I'm 25.
Yeah, you're an old man now. Text from the 515. Wow, Swim and Connor. Young Jake will show up for sure today. Did he not show up last time?
No, he showed up.
He was there.
He showed up.
All right, good. So yeah, we'll have a big reunion coming up in the 9 o'clock hour today.
Yeah, he and I talked about doing, I think on air, I can't remember, talked about doing 4 a.m. radio in Vegas last year.
I did that one time.
See,
I did that one time during the college basketball crown this past year. It wasn't great.
I know multiple people that have spent multiple days in Vegas for the crown. The crown keeps you in Vegas.
The crown keeps you in Vegas.
For way longer than you want to.
Now that's something Schaefer can agree with.
Vegas gets you to Vegas. The crown keeps you in Vegas.
Keeps you in
Unless, of course, you get eliminated unceremoniously in the semifinals, which did happen to Creighton this past year. So I was happy to get out of there and move on. So we have Nick here today. We're excited, and then we'll have the big reunion in the 9 o'clock hour with Jake. We'll talk about a variety of different things throughout the show today. Our city of the day is coming up in a little bit. We will head to, I don't know where you guys went last time you were here.
Boise?
Okay.
Yes, it was Boise.
Was there any particular reason? It was just like you wanted to go west, young man?
College football preview was Boise State. I think the previous day or the day of. It had something to do with Boise State.
I figured it would make a lot of sense today to go to Dyersville, Iowa, the home of the Field of Dreams. Excellent. So we'll do that coming up at the end of the hour today. Our Friday shout outs, get those in. However you'd like to get in touch with the show. And we'll chop it up for the next 4 hours here on the radio. Want to hear from you guys today? 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. You could call or text that number. Tweet at us at HappenShafe on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. You can email Connor, Mike, or Joey. Yeah, you can still email Schaefer, Connor, Mike, or Joey at 1620thezone.com. Day or night on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox.
Who's that huge guy?
And we say good morning to our YouTube streamers today. Hello, YouTube streamers, including our dear friend Theo, who is here giving us salutes already. Theo's in every YouTube. I assume you've crossed paths with Theo before.
I have not.
Well,
Theo does not sound familiar.
I figured Theo is in every YouTube chat ever made.
No, I could rattle off a couple of the YouTube people.
Okay, give me some YouTube folks that you.
Conservative Husker.
Okay,
is one. Are you guys on that one?
I don't know. We know Husker Homer.
Oh, we don't have. Well, I shouldn't say we. When I was doing it, I did not have Husker.
Husker Homer comes in and starts being the exact opposite of Husker Homer when he joins the chat. Okay, who else is in there?
You know, I've been out of the game for about a month. I can't remember any more of them.
Well, you can't. You know, it's not easy to remember all your adoring fans. I get it.
Thanks, Hap.
So we have. We're excited to have all of our friends here this morning here on the show.
Can I ask you the question? And I know this probably isn't in the rundown. What was
you can ask literally anything?
What was the Well, that's new.
Dead serious.
What was the reaction after I left? What when you came back?
Oh, people like you.
Genuinely. Is that
no, people
okay?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I didn't know if people knew who I was in Omaha, frankly.
If you could put okay, sure. If you could put sentences together, then it's like you got a chance.
I got multiple texts after day one of that 2-day fill-in of me and Matt McMaster's relationship.
Oh.
Multiple texts after day one.
Because you guys know each other.
We vaguely knew each other.
Oh.
And so we got to know each other a lot more on that first day.
Oh, that's right. Schaefer told me how basically you guys were like, oh my God, oh, I did that too. And I did that. Yeah,
right. Yeah, it was a lot of just like young 20-year-old stuff.
Okay.
Young 20s.
That's so much fun.
We bonded over a lot of it. And then what? He broke his headphone jack.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I
remember that. And then he went to one of our coworkers' office to grab, I think, was it pliers or something just to pull them out?
Yeah. Oh, he had to rip the adapter out of the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we were talking about our favorite beer and we counted down 1, 2, or 3, 2, 1. And we both started with M-I, and I said Mick Ultra and he said Miller Lite.
Yeah.
And he thought we said the same thing because he shouted. And then he was like, I don't know how he did it, but he sliced his arm across his headphones and kept the jack in the adapter piece.
Got a little overexcited.
Yeah,
that happens.
Yeah.
Same texture from the 515. We know who you are in Northern Iowa, Swim. Well, I do anyway. Wow. Shout out Northern Iowa.
Shout out to Northern Iowa.
Well, maybe this texture knows a little bit. It's not quite Northern Iowa, but knows a little bit about Dyersville, which we're going to talk about in our city of the day coming up here in just a little bit. All right, so Jake will join us. I got some Husker topics, and then we'll whatever comes to Nick's mind, you are free to just rip off at any point in time. We got to catch up.
How about the freedom?
The freedom?
The freedom to just say whatever.
Like Enos Cantor? That kind of freedom?
Oh, no, not that.
You cannot ask that question.
Not that guy.
We are not talking about
Joey,
that.
what are your thoughts on Mr. Cantor?
I would love to put Joey on the spot.
Come on, Joey.
Don't say anything.
He played for the Celtics for a couple years. That's all I can say.
Do not say anything else. Nothing else. That's all. He did play for the Celtics for some period of time. All right. Here's the other thing we have today. We have 4 more bonus entries. No, three more bonus entries into the Oregon trip, which is a great trip, folks. We're going to put you on a plane. We're going to get you to Eugene. We're going to send you to the football game. We're going to bring you back. Don't worry. We're not just going to leave you stranded out there. And there's only, a couple different ways to get, entered into the contest. We'll have you can enter online at 1620thezone.com, of course. And then we'll have bonus entries over the next couple of weeks on our shows. We have 3 left this week. And we told you yesterday that we would certainly be giving away at least one of the bonus entries in the 6 o'clock hour. Well, it is the 6 o'clock hour. So shout out to all my 6 a.m. listeners who are sitting out there right now. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have young Nick, Big Swim, Regular Swim, say a number. And that's going to be the number that you have to be on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline to call in, 402-951-1620. and then that caller will be the entrant for this contest. Nick, tell them.
Let's go with number 4.
Caller 4, Joe, you cool with that?
I'm all good.
All right, good. Caller number 4, 402-951-1620. Right now has you're going to get the bonus chance to get entered into that Oregon trip of a lifetime, and who knows, you may win at the end of the rainbow as well. 402-951-1620. Caller number 4 right now is our winner. We'll be right back after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, welcome back. Congratulations to Jake, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Young Jake. Congratulations. He got a bonus entry into the potential Oregon game, the sweepstakes, I suppose, if you will. We still have a couple more during the show today. And Joey, tell people what they could do to potentially get another bonus entry.
Send in your Friday shout-outs to the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed at Happen Schaefer, or you could send a text at the Prairie Flower Casino.
Why don't we just make it easier for you, Joey, and just say you have to send it in via the Liquid Trucking Zone?
Yeah, we can do that.
Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed at Happen Schaefer. Send a Friday shout out, and when you send a Friday shout out, you will be automatically entered to potentially get the bonus entry, which means you could potentially win the trip to the Oregon game. You know, you got to take steps here. How about that? Does that sound good?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah, that's totally good.
Cool. At Happen Schaefer, once again, on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. Couple things here. First of all, we'd like to welcome our friend Nick Sainert back, doing some radio again here in Omaha. Man, I can't believe it. This is absolutely fantastic.
Did we ever think this day would come?
I don't know, but actually, yes. I kind of figured that you would, if you stayed in radio, I figured that you would keep growing into other markets and stuff like that.
Similar to you,
but then you didn't,
because I just copy everything you do.
That was the original thought, like that you were just me, and that
I mean, be in your code.
That kind of has been sort of true at a variety of different places.
I did decide to branch off and do my own thing about 8 months ago. So you did radio at the Ticket in Lincoln. Then after I left, you took over the high school play-by-play, which we love, right? We love doing play-by-play. That is going to be the thing that I miss the most.
Isn't that the best?
I'm going to miss the play-by-play the most.
100%. The incredible state championship games and stuff like that. I mean, just fantastic.
Yeah.
Then you started working for the Omaha Storm Chasers.
That is right.
Then you started working in the volleyball community
now
as well.
Yeah. Now I will say this.
Now I'm a volleyball man as well.
I was going to say, I think you entered the volleyball world after I did.
I don't think that's true.
Okay. Well, you did the like the Jays live thing, right?
Yeah. Kirsten asked me to do volleyball at Creighton her last year at Creighton.
Oh, is that so?
And then so I've been doing that ever since.
Okay, so you've been doing it a little bit longer than that.
Oops.
Well,
sorry.
I will say, I
guess you're young me still.
With like the Storm Chasers piece of it, you texted me, you're like, hey,
like, I can't do every game.
Yeah.
Why don't you do some games?
Yeah, and then I started to do some games,
and then now it turned out I could do none games. I could do 0 games.
There was something I was going to ask you. A lot of people, I got after you left. We still get when I would MC at the Chasers, I would every now and then we'd get tweeted at.
Yeah.
Some guy kept on tweeting at you and I, and it was like, Happer sings the 7th inning stretch way better than Nick.
Nice.
I know that's one part you miss greatly.
Singing the 7th inning stretch. Well, they would always ask me like, "Hey, what are you going to do for the 7th inning stretch?" Because they want you to be out with the fans and stuff like that. I'm like, maybe I'll just go on top of the dugout and just start singing it, start ripping it, get people involved.
Were you ever a part of marriage proposals?
I think one.
I have done.
I did one at the Creighton game too. So I think a couple.
I've done at least 2 in my 3 years. In each year, I've had 6 marriage proposals with the Omaha Storm Chasers in my time.
You've been right in the middle of it. That's crazy.
I didn't do many games this year.
So how did you? They ran it through you, like you knew it was coming.
So we played.
You gave them a contest.
We played a game.
Yeah,
and it was like basically like the guy was going to be helping the girl answer the questions, not really. And then the one that we did just a couple of weeks ago, it was around the July 4th weekend because that was my last game that I did. I think with them was July 4th, and it was essentially it was one of those that the card flips over, and you have to choose higher or lower and
love
stuff.
That game.
Love simple, easy.
That's my
games.
favorite game.
Sometimes we try to complicate things with 100%. Games, but love the game, higher or lower. And basically, one of the cards said, "Will you marry me?"
Wow!
And so, basically, I was like, "All right," it would have been like, "All right, Connor, what's the next card? Is the next card higher or lower?" And I just turn and walk away. after they said it.
You got to bail out of there.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to be in their
100%. That's the key.
Pictures.
Now, nobody ever thinks about this. The MCs have a very important job in that situation. They have to just bail right out.
Yeah.
They got to barrel out of there. So, yeah, that is good job. Excellent. Yeah. That's a lot of proposals at at Werner Park.
I didn't realize there was so much romance in the air.
It's a place of love. People have been saying it.
We wanted to see that ball club.
Yesterday, our dear friend, now soon to be your dear friend, listeners, John Rothstein. Did you see his announcement yesterday?
Oh boy.
He is actually doing it. Now, this involves the volleyball world as well. He is bringing his happy hour as promised to the rail yard in Lincoln. The date and time he has chosen is Wednesday, September 16th at 5:00 at Gate 25, right there in the rail yard. John Rothstein's Nebraska happy hour. A quick peek at the calendar shows that Nebraska and Creighton play each other in volleyball at Pinnacle Bank Arena, but 1 hour after the John Rothstein happy hour at 6:00. Now, I don't know what he thought he was going to be getting into here, but I have to, he might have to change the time. This is a terrible idea. I don't think he could have made a worse time.
You're an idiot.
To schedule this happy hour. There's going to be a lot of people who want free beer on John Rothstein.
The other side, this is like his personal credit card, right?
I think, maybe they've corporatized it in a way where they could get CBS Sports to pay for it or something like I don't know.
That's what I expected.
That's what I would think.
That's what I expected was taking so long for us to get a date was like he was working with like Capital One to like sponsor the happy hour. And it was just going to be tons of Capital One signage everywhere at Gate 25.
And wasn't it originally that it was just he was going to buy all Peronis for people? It was just Peronis?
I think so.
That's what I remember.
I just wondered if Lincoln has Peronis. Does Lincoln have Peronis?
I don't think so.
Not many. No. Certainly not many at Gate 25.
No.
I can't imagine.
No.
And so he's decided to do 1 hour before the which is at Pinnacle Bank Arena this year between Nebraska and Creighton, which is going to be two probably top 15 depending on how the early season goes for Creighton because they play a difficult schedule. Like basically top 15 teams. A match that's gone to 5 sets each of the last 3 years now or 2 years. It's going to be.
They're going to have to
move. What
move.
A hilarious idea by John Rothstein.
They're going to have to move the game to Pinnacle Bank Arena because fans are going to.
That's where it's at. That's where it's at.
They are. Okay.
Because the Vanny is broken and they're let's play it at PBA. And so they're playing at PBA.
Which, yeah, I was thinking about this. Do you think the local bars put in their like bids to John Rothstein?
Probably.
I mean, this is going to be absurd. Colleges are like the other side of this that people aren't considering. Students are going to be back, obviously.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like tonight down in the rail yard.
If he was calling around and asking people, "Hey, I got a date, I got a time." If he called Gate 25 and said that, do you think that they were like, "Yeah, well, I don't know if this is a good idea, but sure." I suppose we'll take the business is coming no matter what. It's just is X amount of the business going to be on literally John Rothstein's credit card.
So I have a really good friend that's a bartender at Gate 25. And I asked them yesterday, I said, when this came out, I said, are you planning on working at Gate on September 16th in the evening? And their response was, absolutely. And so
sounds like that person wants free drinks, Peronis too.
They've been preparing for this, but I should ask them and be like, so is there only going to be one tab in the entire bar?
Is this possible? I don't know. Could he put down his credit card and say literally everyone that is in the bar is on me right now? That is an absurd amount of money. That place gets loaded on game days.
What do we think it's going to be? Like, what if you had to put?
If he does it for an entire hour,
yeah,
it's an entire hour of free beer
in Lincoln, Nebraska, where
I couldn't even begin to guess. I mean, the beers are. I don't know. Maybe he gets a truckload of Peronis in or something like that, and it's like he gets them deeply discounted, and they're like $2 a piece or something like that. Still, we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of people. in an hour.
I mean,
And
Joey, how many beers can you put down in an hour? How many beers can the average Joey put down?
I would say probably up to 3. Depends on the beer. Depends on the drink.
what if it's Peroni? Would you say not for me?
No, I could go for a Peroni.
Oh, you're into Peroni.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I like it.
Excellent.
Yeah, yes. I'll share this later in accountability, but I had a beer yesterday for the Packers preseason game. I instantly regretted.
Oh no. Was it, did you I thought you recently cleared out your fridge and did new beers.
Yeah, I did new beers. It's one of the new beers that I got.
Okay.
I'll share later in accountability.
All right, we'll talk about it in accountability a little bit later. Exciting.
I don't know. Like, can we reach 10 grand?
I hope so. I hope they absolutely run it up on Rothstein. Because I hope he looks haggard and at the end of the night, like his hair is everywhere, and he's like, people are going up to him and asking him, what was X team's Final Four run in 2008? Which, have you seen those bits that he does? I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's special. It is going to be great publicity for Nebraska basketball.
I think so. I would imagine like Fred will show up and maybe he says, "Hey, if anybody wants a glass of wine, it's on me." That'd be good. Maybe he'll do that. I don't know. Also, there's the hilarious minor storyline of the Creighton angle to this, which they're involved in the volleyball. Like, if Creighton fans wanted to show up and get free beer on Rothstein for Nebraska going to the suite for winning their first tournament game last year, they are free to do so. This is a free country. This could be as potentially
Mr.
funny.
Cantor says.
Exactly.
We're just going to keep on bringing that up. No, I mean, I saw somebody get was up in arms yesterday because they said that Creighton fans are going to struggle even more to get tickets to the volleyball match now, which I don't know how that plays a factor into any of this.
Creighton fans are going to
struggle to get tickets.
They already are.
They already are.
Yes.
It's already going to be 98%.
I saw
Husker
something
red.
I think Matt, I think you're referring to Matt DeMarinis, right? Who was doing?
Oh yeah. Because then he and somebody else got into it.
It was Matt and Caleb.
Oh yeah,
these are two people who probably just are not made to get along together. So Matt said, free booze a block away from the arena hosting a volleyball match that Creighton fans will very likely have an almost impossible time securing tickets to attend. Emoji. And then Caleb took it very literally and said, Creighton fans don't have access to tickets. And then we were off and running on a bad conversation. Just right.
That is exactly what I saw. Thank you for being there.
I was like, yeah, I did see that.
I should have come with the facts of that.
After we got 2 tweets in, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and leave this. Go ahead and leave this alone. So we'll see what happens at the Peroni party for Rothstein, but he just know that he picked the worst possible time and date that he could have.
I hope Nebraska and Creighton fans take this as a challenge.
Oh yeah,
and they run it up on Rothstein, like you just said.
That's the hashtag. Run it up on Rothstein.
Should we get that trending?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we can get aggregated on today.
We're only a month away. We have to build momentum for this. Run it up on Rothstein. Get it going.
Run up Rothstein.
Run up Rothstein's credit card account, and hopefully he doesn't have any corporate sponsors that are paying for it. I want it to come out of his pocket.
I saw this other tweet that was like, Rothstein's going to have to decide whether or not to buy groceries for his family or another beer at Gate 25.
I think the decision's already been made for him.
It has already been made.
Seems like.
Is he married?
He is.
Okay.
It's like secretly. He got married like a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And he doesn't talk about it because he had to do it during the summer, of course, because it wasn't during college basketball.
College basketball, anarchy.
And there was he made a bit out of it at some point.
Have you met Rothstein?
I don't think I have.
No. I haven't crossed paths with him.
Yeah. It is an interesting character. That's for sure. I generally don't enjoy, but this is a good bit. This whole
you don't usually like Rothstein's bits.
The doing the Final Four stuff and the knowledge is incredible. It's really good. But there is a lot of I don't need a tweet every day that says every day is a gift. Art lovely.
It is funny when it'll be like some big massive football event is going on and Rothstein's like, Gonzaga has scheduled a non-conference home and home with SIU.
Like I said, the man has good bits. I have to give him that. He absolutely does. All right, before we get to our city of the day, which is Dyersville, Iowa, we'll talk about a little bit about the Field of Dreams game last night and a couple fun facts for you about Dyersville, which is in Dubuque County, by the way, which is a place that I was recently. We'll have more on that in a few minutes. Speaking of baseball, though, I have some sad news for you. Skip Bertman, who is the longtime LSU baseball coach, an absolute staple in Omaha for a long, long time. This is after his coaching career at LSU. He was at the college. He was at every single College World Series after he got done coaching LSU. Apparently passed away last night at the age of 88. They just did this year where they gave him they're giving out the Skip Bertman National Coach of the Year Award. So the National Coach of the Year Award was named after Skip Bertman this year. He passed away yesterday or overnight in the state of Louisiana. What a absolute figure of the College World Series. LSU is so at the center of the College World Series and its sort of history, and especially in Omaha. And Skip Bertman's right at the center of that as well. So our thoughts are with his family and the LSU folks, and the College World Series in Omaha won't be the same without him starting next year. We'll take a quick time out. We'll be right back with our City of the Day after this on 1620 The Zone. We learned this city. We learned this city on Happen. Schaefer learned this city. We learned this city on Happen. Schaefer. Last night was the MLB Field of Dreams game, which is absolutely fantastic. You and I, Nick, are baseball lovers.
Oh, yeah.
The Field of Dreams game, how can you not be romantic about baseball?
There's also something about Kyle Schwarber just absolutely smashing the leather off of a baseball.
Yeah, and it just lands in a cornfield. Beautiful. So before we get to Dyersville, I wanted to say this about the Field of Dreams game. Sports TV News and Updates did this last night. Speaking of Kyle Schwarber's home run, as Nick said, Kyle Schwarber's leadoff home run at the Field of Dreams game was the first home run ever in an MLB game televised on Netflix, making him a member of a select group of players who were the first to hit a big league homer on a national MLB TV network / platform. So then they listed all of the people who have been the first people to hit home runs on these various networks.
Oh, this is going to be good.
And this is fantastic. So the regular networks, the legacy networks, ABC, Wally Westlake, NBC, Jackie Robinson, CBS, Andy Pafko. Let's see, ESPN, Sam Horn was the first to hit a home run on ESPN. Fox, Fred McGriff was the first to hit a home run on Fox. Now we get into the fun stuff. FS1, Brian Dozier was the first to hit a home run on FS1. TBS, Yorvit Torrealba. This was I believe the second Yorvit Torrealba mention on this show this week. We were going through some Rockies guys. And
sure.
I don't know why. We were guys naming dudes at some point earlier in the week. Yorvit Torrealba was the first to hit a home run on TBS. Fantastic.
You mentioned just listing off guys' names, like players' names. That's something that dudes can do for hours.
Guys naming dudes. It's absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Schwarber on Netflix last night. Matt Beatty was the first one to hit a home run on YouTube.
Is that on the Mets? Was that the Mets?
Yes. He might
or
still
maybe
be
I'm thinking
he
Brett
was on the
Beatty.
Dodgers. That's Brett Beatty.
Brett Beatty.
Thank you. Good call. Odubel Herrera was the first to hit a home run on Peacock.
Phillies?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right. Jeff McNeil was the first to hit a home run on Apple TV.
Wow.
Tyler O'Neill was the first to hit a home run on Roku.
It must have been one of the opening days. Because Tyler O'Neill,
he loved hitting home runs on opening days.
home runs on opening days.
Didn't that streak just get broken this year?
I think so. I think it was like 4 straight.
So those are the first players to hit home runs in a non-exhibition MLB game televised as part of national coverage on those variety of different networks.
Speaking of guys naming dudes, before we get to City,
please.
Who is your most niche baseball player that you can name for me right now?
I mean, I would have said Yorvit Torrealba. That's pretty good. Right now, off the top of my head,
like just off the rip, the first one that comes to your mind, whether it's random or not.
Michael Kadire.
Okay. Are we just Rockies guys? I was going to say.
No, I was thinking Michael Kadire as a twin.
Okay. I was going to say Jose Reyes.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Thinking of some old Mets dudes.
Sure.
That's not a very deep cut, though.
It's not.
I remember when Jose Reyes bunted to preserve the batting title on the final day of whatever season that was. That was sad.
Give us a couple of minutes. We'll get some random ones.
We have more. That's for sure. So Dyersville, Iowa, which, by the way, it sounds like the Field of Dreams game is coming back next year, and it sounds like it could involve the Kansas City Royals.
Hooray!
Could it happen? The Cubs have already done it.
They have
with the Reds last year, and then the first one was the Yankees and the White Sox. This one, of course, the Phillies and the Twins. The Royals are going to be involved. The other funny side note about this entire story of having a major league game in Dyersville, Iowa, is that nobody can watch it.
Yeah.
If it was on regular, now it's on Netflix. It's a nationally broadcast game, so of course you could. But every team is blacked out in the state of Iowa. Every team around the state of Iowa is blacked out in the state of Iowa, which is terrible. There's billboards all over the place around Dyersville on the many highways, which I'm sure Joey will be able to name for you in a second, that said
no interstates
and blackouts in Iowa. Anyway, Dyersville, a city in eastern Delaware County and western Dubuque County in the state of Iowa. It's about 4 hours and 45 minutes away from here. Of course, is most famously known for the 1989 film Field of Dreams. Many folks have been to this place before, so that's basically the only thing to do in Dyersville, Iowa. That much is for sure. I'm curious about what else happens in the town of Dyersville, Iowa, and the answer is basically nothing. It has a population of about 4,500. It is just tucked in a cornfield, basically in northeast Iowa. There is not much going on here at all, except for the Field of Dreams. And I don't mean that like disparagingly. There's just not much going on here.
They have the National Farm Toy Museum.
Okay, hang on. They do?
They have. So I'm on Dyersville.org.
Yes.
And it says
Tell me about it.
farm toy history and farm toys. They have the National Farm Toy Museum. Take a small-scale adventure into the history of agriculture. Rediscover the joy of toy tractor collecting at the National Farm Toy Museum and revel in the museum's collections of farm toys, pedal tractors, and unique exhibits on agriculture's amazing history.
Okay, that's really good.
Open 7 days a week.
That's fantastic.
You can email them at farmtoys@dyersville.com.
Please do that. Email them at farmtoys@dyersville.com.
They also, they have a couple things. They have a couple wineries and breweries.
Dan says there's a really good meat locker near there.
It's not listed on the attractions.
I imagine it's probably not listed as an attraction. But man, hey, while you're up there, you could go to another lovely city, Dubuque. I was right up in this area a couple of weeks ago. So so speaking of roads, how we get to Dubuque is you go up through Cedar Rapids and then take 151 up to Dubuque, which it would be the same way if you're going to like Madison, Wisconsin. People have taken this way before. You go over the Mississippi River over Dubuque. Another town that you pass through on this road is Cascade, Iowa. Do you know the significance of Cascade, Iowa?
Not off the top of my head.
It is the hometown of one large man, Greg McDermott.
Okay. Yes, I would not know
Cascade,
why.
Iowa. Now they don't have. I don't know why they don't have any sort of like monument or anything like that. But when you drive by 151, it says "Welcome to Cascade, Iowa," and then it says Cascade, Iowa is now over. Basically, right in this little. It's basically a triangle, is what I call it, the Great Triangle. Dyersville, Cascade, and Dubuque.
Do you like how they walk out of the corn?
I do.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for it. I'm sorry.
That's fine. No, it's all right.
Do you not? You think it's overdid?
I think it's almost too cheesy.
I mean, it's very cheesy. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. This is part of the thing. This is part of the bit. It's very, very corny, literally and figuratively.
Who are the two teams you'd like to see?
I'd love to see the Kansas City Royals there.
Shohei Ohtani.
No, I don't want to see
the Royals. How'd that go for you guys last week?
Bad. They lost by a grand total of 4 runs over 3 games, but it was mostly bad. I don't know what the other team that's rumored to be with the Royals is. I would imagine it's another, Midwest team. I don't know, but I would love to see the Royals in it. I got to find a way to go to this.
I was reading an article.
Cool?
I was reading an article though that it's like all corporate tickets.
I know.
It's just like corporate. If you don't know somebody with the corporate business tickets, then you don't.
Just ask
you know about corporate business.
Maybe
you'll find your way a bunch of tickets.
Should I go to the Field of Dreams game?
Yes.
Connor, ask your good friend Coach McDermott to take you. He was at a Field of Dreams.
He
game.
went to the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, with his father.
Yeah.
Where Tim Anderson hit a home run.
That into the cornfield. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Corporate Tickets. Just if you happen to upon some,
okay,
just
if I stumble on Field of Dreams tickets, I'll remember that I need to take Happer.
Please let me know. Platt Cat writes in. He says, "Wake up, we're talking Cascade." Hell yeah, that's right. We're talking Cascade, Dyersville, Dubuque.
Speaking of the Royals, I did go to a Royals game last Saturday.
Yeah, you went to the Cubs game.
I went to the Cubs Royals game.
Many people went to that game.
You went to the one that the Royals won, and Jack Kaggs was hitting home runs.
Man,
what a guy! What a guy!
We need to have, whether that's today or in the future, if you ask me back, have like a in the weeds baseball discussion about certain guys.
Well, there's plenty of time. We don't
have a full rundown today.
I mean, we're full. We got stuff to talk about, but I'm always down to go wherever the conversation may take us. There's a lot of baseball talk right now. Joey, what do you know about the roads in and around Dyersville, Iowa?
Well, there's no interstates running through Dyersville, but the nearest one is 380 that goes through Cedar Rapids to
You got it.
Waterloo.
You
but
got it.
main highways, I would say, I'm assuming it's Highway 20 because that's the northern portion.
You got
Highway 20 runs through that
Somehow
northern.
You got it.
Well, Highway 20, it's easy because it's in the northern part of Iowa, and Highway 20 runs through that long northern stretch in Nebraska.
You say this like everyone should know this. Nobody knows this.
No. People shouldn't know this. I just know this.
He knows all the roads. He knows all the roads. Interstate or Highway 20 is correct, by the way. It is
Interstates definitely, but not as much as highways, but knowing how it runs with Nebraska.
He was able to deduce that.
Joey, one of my big bits, and it has been my entire life, MapQuest. What can you? I love MapQuest.
Yes.
Like, do you still print out directions?
No, I do not.
Okay.
But I still have a Rand McNally road atlas somewhere.
He has a map in his head. He knows where all the roads are. Like we've done the city of the day thing since the show started, and he could tell you like what interstates run through every town that we've done.
Wow,
it's incredible. You've never, I don't think, been wrong this entire time.
I've been wrong some of the times. It's tougher when you go further east because it's heavily populated over there.
So speaking of roads, I know this because I did this drive a couple weeks ago. You take Interstate 80, like to get to Dyersville, you're probably going to want to go up to 35, like and then veer off east, like straight east on 20 once you get to that point. But I always say the worst stretch of road in America is that 2 hours west of Des Moines until you get to Omaha.
Yes.
I don't know why it takes so long. It feels like it should take about 20 minutes, but instead it takes 2 hours.
Because you're eager to get home.
And you're going
you're
up
eager to
and
get
down
home.
and up and down.
Let me tell you this right now. It's even worse when you have to drive the extra hour to Lincoln.
Oh, God, I can't imagine.
Because like you're just hoping to get to Omaha because you're like, oh, it's only a 50-minute drive the rest of the way.
Awful drive. There you go. Dyersville, Iowa. Sorry, Dyersville. We probably didn't give you very much love today. But
Farm Toys.
Farm Toy Museum. Once again, where can you email them at?
farmtoy@dyersville.org.
Perfect. Awesome. You can also email us, Connor at 1620thezone.com. We'll be right back, 7 o'clock hour on the other side on 1620 The Zone. All right, 7 o'clock. Aaron Happer and Schaefer, 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer alongside Nick Sainer. Nick has a day job. He is not just a guy who's looking to do radio shows out on the street. He is what's your official title with League One?
I would say corporate partnerships manager.
You would say that, or that is what you are?
I don't really necessarily have an official title.
What? You got to get a title. You got to get a plaque.
My email signature says corporate partnerships and in-arena host.
He's in the corporate partnerships department and is the in-arena host for the Nebraska team of League One volleyball. Love, if you will. You guys are pumping it up. I'm excited.
It's gonna be a really good year.
Awesome.
We have a lot of exciting stuff coming in the next 2 months.
Really, really good players and really good volleyball. And we know how people around here embrace volleyball. That's for sure. So Nick's right in the heart of that with the Nebraska team in League One volleyball. We are excited for that. So you could ask any question to Nick that you'd like. I don't know if he's going to answer it.
Oh yeah,
All right, he's going to.
Do you guys ever do like you did a text bag back in the day? Do you ever do anything like that?
We have the version of that we have now is I have an opinion.
Gotcha.
Where you declare that you have an opinion and then you send it in. But we could do like a text bag segment if you want. We could read a bunch of texts.
I don't know. I mean, you have the text lines, so.
I do. I could read them. I am capable of reading. Well, we also have phones as well. And that's where old man Doug is this morning. Good morning, Doug. What's going on?
Well, I'm glad to hear Nick is back, even though I miss Schaefer and his laugh.
He'll be back.
There you go. Are you coming out to try to dunk me today?
I haven't decided yet. I have to watch. My wife is going somewhere at like 4, and I have to watch my child for the evening. So it just depends on if I can get some stuff done before that. I'm non-committal, Doug.
Okay. Well, I kind of wanted to see this arm that allegedly is there from your high school playing days at Central.
You don't believe it?
Nope.
All right. Well, I might not have it. I mean, I'm old now, but I think I'm still capable of throwing a baseball.
Connor, have you ever come home and after working your 16 different side gigs and your kids crying and moaning and your wife meets you at the door with the baby and says, "He's all yours"?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Not exactly. She's not that blunt, but pretty much. Yeah, I know what I'm walking into when I get home and I hear the noises that I hear. But luckily, I get home these days. It's when I don't have my million side gigs. I get home at like 11 o'clock. So things are pretty chill.
What a life.
11 o'clock in the morning. But at nighttime, like after I get back from a Creighton game or something like that, my child will already be asleep. So I credit to my wife. She handles a lot of the dirty work, almost all the dirty work.
All right. Nick, who's going to win the Creighton Nebraska game this year?
What a question.
I'll be honest with you, old man Doug. It's not my job to dissect it anymore.
It is right now, though.
I will say that while I have no hard feelings towards Creighton, I do think Nebraska basketball will win.
Doug, what do you think? Who do you think's going to win?
Well, if the talent meshes together, Creighton clearly has a talent advantage over Nebraska. Nick,
you're right. Now you could argue. Now you could argue though in the last couple of years, and I was at those games at CHI the last couple of times that Nebraska was not the leader in the talent department, yet still won the game.
I would agree. I'm really excited about what he did at High Point.
Sure.
And how fast he did it. And but I was going to have this on. I have an opinion, and I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. But this fifth year for players that we thought had exhausted their eligibility, like Nick Graves, and Creighton just added a point guard. And again, I'm not, but I've got to believe that that's going to screw up some chemistry on a lot of teams, because at some point, these older guys, I get it, you're getting paid and whatever. I'd probably feel the same way if I would ever been that good or could have got paid in college versus going overseas and, you know, living in Spartan conditions, making some decent money. But, you know, it's somebody else's turn. You know, it's somebody else's turn at some point. And I just got to believe that people are like, okay, I think I'm going to be the starting point guard, shooting guard, center forward, whatever. And then here comes the injunction. Oh, these guys are grandfathered. And now, in fact, quite frankly, I thought that was Creighton's problem last year is there were too many, you know, individual talents, but not team talent.
Yeah. Yeah, Doug, we'll talk about this a little bit. I appreciate the call. And by the way, we'll send as many people as we can out to Equitable Bank today. Congratulations.
Yeah, you know, not very many people have ever dunked on me, so you can dunk me, you can dunk on me, and it's for a good cause.
Maybe we can get Nick over there. Thanks, Doug. Appreciate it. Maybe we get Nick over there. I mean, both times that Nick has filled in, he's been grilled by old man Doug.
That's okay.
And so now you have the chance to go out to Equitable Bank today and put him in a dunk tank if you're interested.
I'd have to say something to him. I'd have to dunk it. Do I say who I am after I dunk him?
That was from Big Swim.
Yeah.
That was from Swim.
Yeah.
201st and Pacific, by the way, today. Doug will be sitting on the chair of the dunk tank from 1 to 3.
Whoa, 2 hours on the dunk tank?
It could potentially be a lot of dunks. A lot of
dunks.
I think I remember Michael Severe saying that he might be there for that.
Michael would get it going. Yeah. Now the question is, can he be accurate enough to knock it down? Okay, so this question about the 5 for 5 thing. Yeah. I think he's right about the it's going to mess some teams up probably a little bit. Now, I think teams are going to be really, really careful with who they take at this stage in the game.
Bingo.
Everybody knows what their team is going to look like. If we're talking about basketball only, right? Everybody knows what their team's going to look like at this point. The question is, do you have the money to do this? And does it actually like help you as a team? Creighton must have felt like it helped them as a team to the point where it wasn't going to mess them. I don't know if he's going to be their starting point guard. I don't know like what role he's going to play for them this year, but they said, hey, you know, why not take a guy with the archetype and the mold of a player that we just really don't have right now? And so they did it. I don't know how much they're going to be relying on him this year.
Okay, so I think if we're talking sports that have smaller roster numbers, right, like in the 10 to 15 range, like basketball, I'll throw volleyball in there because I think Nebraska volleyball is in a unique spot right now going forward with their situation. But sticking with basketball, like I actually don't think it'll affect things as much as we're concerned about it. And I think it's the duty of the coaches to know. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to allow them back, right? Like to have that conversation. I think where we're going to see it potentially be more active than what we're considering right now is I have a 5th year, so let me go transfer somewhere else. Who needs a veteran guard or who needs a veteran big man?
Look at what Will Wade's doing.
Exactly.
Will Wade has 4 people on his roster, and he's going to now have to create a roster out of exclusively 5-year transfer guys who need a landing spot.
Exactly. And so I think it's going to be less about, so to old man Doug's point, I think we're going to see it potentially harm chemistry, but maybe not on their original teams. Yeah. It's going to be a conglomerate and a mix of guys that never played together before that just are old.
Let's talk about Jamarcus Lawrence for a second, because this is the one that has sort of been circling around this entire time. And I think I believe he took a step or two the other day in order to kind of get the ball rolling in this category. It sounded like when Fred was asked about this after the season that they'd be that they'd be open to it. With that being said, they probably at a certain point said, this is our team. Our team's on the floor, like they did, unfortunately, in the NCAA tournament last year. Our team's on the floor. And so they were like, we have to deal with the team that we have. I think they were probably in a situation where they were not necessarily they were holding a spot for him. Mm-hmm. Were they holding a role for him? Probably not. So then the question is, if he gets eligible and if he wants to come back and all those boxes are checked, what's the role look like? And is it worth that for a team who is trying to figure itself out and is already a couple steps into figuring itself out, at the stage in which he might join the team, in which I don't know that when that's going to be. School starts next week.
Yeah.
Practice is going to be starting right around that time. Is he going to get eligible by then? Like, I don't know how any of this is going to work. It's tough. But the bottom line, though, Nick, like you said, the point is it's tough to just get a guy and then just toss him in the system
Very much so.
right away. At least with Lawrence, you have the background knowledge of like, all right, we know what he is. And if he's coming back, he's probably going to be very accepting of his role. But I don't know what that role is.
That's where, like, so I'm looking at Nebraska's roster right now, and it's like you brought in Lenhart from Utah Valley, and you know, you're excited about maybe the future of guys like Colin Rice, Jacob Lanier, and so on and so forth. But it's that's where it's like a Seagen would have to take a step back, like a backseat role, because like you're not starting a Seagen over Jamarcus Lawrence.
It's a big back, like a big bottleneck of people.
Yeah,
you know.
But then that's where you have to, if you're Fred Hoiberg and company, or if you're Creighton in a unique situation, like at some point you just got to move on. Like,
I think so too.
You know, I just, like, without being harsh, it's going to sound harsh. Like, as old man Doug said, like, your time's, you've had your time. And well, granted, it's going to be great for fifth years and teams will benefit. And I'm sure Nebraska and Creighton at times will be the beneficiaries of it, right? In certain situations.
Well, like Lawrence is an interesting one because he probably doesn't have a very lucrative pro career in front of him. And so he could just say, I want to keep playing basketball any way I can. And I'm here to help, you know. He's not sitting there like demanding a role.
Yeah, which frankly, like, that's where Nebraska and Creighton do differ, because a lot of Creighton guys will have a better opportunity professionally, probably. That's right in Nebraska's lane, in all honesty, is like guys that are, what is it, like the Hall of Pretty Good?
Yeah.
Like that's where Nebraska lands.
And they find a way to make those guys really, really productive as they did last year. I also don't know about the whole talent thing. I mean, dang, that Price Sanford is really, really good. Like Schaefer and I have been kicking around this idea of doing a local basketball draft. Like, we draft players off of all of the roster, and
that'd be fun.
The number one overall pick without question is Price Sanford in the state. So like he's the best guy that there is. He's the one definite pro out of everybody who's playing in Nebraska right now.
What do we think his ceiling is?
As an NBA guy or as a Nebraska guy?
No, not necessarily as a Nebraska guy. I'm thinking like draft pick wise. Like, is there a way he can work himself into the lottery?
What's that, top 15?
Yeah, I think so. Top 14.
Maybe. I mean, if you want to, he's a pretty sure bet, right?
Yeah.
And so it just depends on what you're looking at. Like he's going to be, it's going to translate to the NBA. Now, he's going to probably add some stuff in his game this year and be dependent on in a different way for Nebraska to play make and do some other stuff for them this year, considering what they don't have back from last year. So that'll be good for him to add that into his game, and he'll round out a little bit. I don't know if he'll be doing as much of that stuff at the NBA level, but he's a absolutely nails 3-point shooter who has length, and you can, have him chase guys around. Like that's an NBA player. So if you want a guy who's going to be around for a little while, Price Sanford.
I would also say, like, this is a big thing with just Nebraska fans in general. The effort is there too. Like the effort away from the ball is there for Price. He's not like an awesome individual defender, but he is a guy who has length and has the, what do they call it? Defensive, like he has the ability. The ability is there. I would say he has the intangibles. He has like the
he
base,
definitely has that.
He has like the base level defensive ability. Here's the thing. Somebody on the YouTube stream did say Jackson McAndrew would like a word. I just think it's hard to compare the two when one guy played less than 5 games.
Yeah, it's just production. I mean, I'm taking the production every time. It's very possible that Jackson could end up being the most projectable guy this year. And I don't know. I mean, I hope for Creighton's sake that he, really, really makes that jump coming off of his injury. But if you want a sure bet right now, it's like, if we're talking about college this year, right now, I don't think there's really any question.
Well, it falls in line with what we were just saying. Like, the better projected, professional careers probably lay in the hands of Creighton, right? But Nebraska right now is they got some.
They're in a good spot. They're in a good spot. That's for sure.
And they have, like, we can't underestimate the coaching staff. Like the coach, they have an incredible coaching staff.
They do. Like
that they were able to keep together.
So I didn't love what I like a couple of the guys that they got in the portal. But you look at it in like the total picture of the starting five. I'm like, yeah, that's probably not quite as good as it was last year with all of their,
I agree.
You know, their togetherness and the intangibility part that they brought to the table was so good. That's obviously not going to be there, especially right off the bat this year. But I know that they're going to whatever the best possible or like the upper percentile of results that they're trying to get out of this team is based on the talent that you have.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get it.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're going to get to that point. Like they're going to get an upper echelon result because they have a system and they're completely dialed into it. Like, and they're going to win games.
And it allows you, I mean, it allows the staff in this case in the off season when they're putting this roster together, it allows for a little bit of a larger margin for error.
Yeah.
Right. Like you don't have to go out and get the elite of the elite because guess what? The coaching staff you have confidence in is going to maximize their talent.
Yeah, I think so too. And that's the way you have to do it. Like they don't have a super robust NIL operation going on at Nebraska basketball, which is fine because they have an incredible coaching staff. Buff Scorpion says, "Oh no, the Creighton honk doesn't like Nebraska's starting five. Whatever will they do?" I just told you I think they're going to be really good. So I don't know what else.
Well, I
don't know what else there is.
I'm comparing the Pesky Blues on the YouTube stream says, yeah, he sure missed a ton of games freshman year. Talking about Jackson McAndrew. I mean,
he played. He played and started almost every game in his freshman year, and then obviously got hurt at the beginning of last year. I will tell you, I mean, because I've seen him a couple times over the summer. He is bigger. He is more filled out. So someone was like, "Oh yeah, he was made of glass or whatever." Like
I did see that.
He is a lot more filled out. He looks like his body is prepared to take on to shoulder a lot of what the Big East is going to demand out of him this year. I think. I just don't know. Like I ultimately don't know what kind of player is he going to be. Is he going to be the catch and shoot? Or does he have some more versatility in his game? His freshman year, he didn't have to play a playmaker role for Creighton because of what was around him.
Mm-hmm.
Now he does. If Creighton's going to get to where they want to go, like he's going to have to do some stuff.
I'm looking back at, I was looking at Jackson McAndrew's stats, and stats don't tell the entire story, but I was looking at like his McAndrew's stats from his freshman year versus, and then Price's. Like Price was just unconscious last year though. Like I don't care if you're a Nebraska fan, if you're a Creighton fan, if you're just a casual basketball fan. I don't care. Like you cannot look at the stat line and see 48% in 34 minutes a game.
The thing that
shooting 48% from the field and 42% from beyond the 3-point line.
Like, and the thing that I love about him the most, I mean, he was one of the most efficient guys, last year. But God, I just remember like the look in his eye in the NCAA tournament. He was like in straight killer mode.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, that is what that team needed. And they were playing with a little bit of, blood in the water the entire year because of the way that they were, but they did not have an offensive guy who said, give me that freaking ball. Like it's time to score right now. And he doesn't even have it's not like he has a huge capability to get to the rack and get and make a shot for himself. But he's like, I'm getting my shot up no matter what. And then all of a sudden you saw Frager really break out last year too. So I was so impressed by it. He's so good.
And it was like 9 times out of 10, he answers the call.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Like it's Nebraska. Like Creighton has those guys. Nebraska's never a team that has those guys.
Yeah. Historically, Creighton's got to get back to it. Yeah.
Like that's why it was so shocking. And I think everybody is, glazing Nebraska is because at the end of the day, like here you are, Nebraska. It's not common for Nebraska to have a guy that 9 times out of 10, if you say, hey, we need this from you, he's able to answer.
But I do think the process for them and what maybe not the individual players, obviously, but like the process for them and how they've gotten them and their scheme and their style and their adaptability and all that stuff, like pretty repeatable. Yeah. So I think they'll be pretty good as long as they got Fred Hoiberg, that's for sure. All right, quick time out here. I want to hear from you guys, 402-951-1620. Nothing like a good Creighton, Nebraska talk to get the chat popping this morning. Good to see. We'll take a quick time out. We'll be right back after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, welcome back. Happer and Schaefer here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Nick Sainert with you this morning. We still have a couple more opportunities for you this week on today's show. Bonus chances to get entered into the Oregon game sweepstakes. So be listening. We will have some of those. And one of them we have earmarked for a Friday shout out. So get your Friday shout outs in at Happen Shape on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. Also, our golf tournament is coming up next week. Next Friday, Miracle Hill, 8:30 shotgun start. So get your team set. Like we want to have this pretty locked away very soon. We're almost to the point where we're getting full. So like help us out and help yourself out. Get in today. It's only $400 for a 4-player team, and then there's plenty of whole prizes in general. We're gonna feed you. We're gonna have fun over at the Phoenix afterwards. Get signed up right now. 1620thezone.com. It's brought to you by Cutwater and T-Box. Our shows will be out at Miracle Hill on Friday, of course, as well, which we are very, very excited about. Oh, you know what? Let's do an update here to the weird Jaden Daniels story of yesterday. So DJ Pickett, who was the player who was assigned number 5, and Jaden Daniels is very mad. Jaden Daniels, like, he went on his Instagram and like doubled down basically. And he was like, hey, I'm not really dealing with all this, but it's happening. I'm like, okay. So DJ Pickett was the guy who was given the number 5 this year, even though there has been pushback from Jaden Daniels. And now he has said, you can't use my NIL. He says, I've worn the number my whole life since I was 4 years old. It's the number I was promised by LSU. Lane Kiffin came out yesterday and he was like, yeah, we promised him number 5, and that happened before I was here, so I'm going to make good with that promise. Pickett said, I wish Jaden the best, good player, and he did real good at LSU, so that's all. An attorney representing Daniels has informed LSU that it can no longer use his name, image, and likeness, according to a letter sent to the athletic director earlier this week.
This is so random.
This makes me, I mean, we talked about it yesterday. Like, there is nothing, I don't know, there's a lot of things, but very few things can make a player, make my view of a player go down in this short of an, I mean, this is so petty, so dumb, so weird. Who cares? Like, outside of, you are not endearing anybody with this situation. And part of the game as an NFL quarterback is you kind of have to, like, people kind of have to like you at least a little bit. You have to have some people who like you. This is just weird. I don't really get
Does Jaden Daniels expect him to retire his number a year after he leaves?
Yes.
He was expecting the Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter treatment.
But this is in Colorado.
It's not.
It's not.
It's LSU. It's also college football where they don't really retire numbers. It just doesn't really happen.
So I'm reading this ESPN article because I did not get to read this specific one yesterday. I didn't see this. Former LSU coach Brian Kelly told ESPN that he believes number 5 was promised to Pickett during his recruitment, but would not confirm it. Okay,
but also, like,
he said, I wasn't prepared to promise a jersey number until we got a full commitment from another Heisman Trophy winner.
So Kiffin said yesterday that they did that LSU had previously promised a number. Once again, I don't think this is the point. I think they should give whoever they want the number 5 because it does not belong to Jaden Daniels. I know he won the Heisman Trophy, but it doesn't belong to him. He doesn't get to keep it forever and ever and ever.
This is my thing. Okay, so, I mean, LSU is a great example because they've had 2 quarterbacks in the last 6 years to win the Heisman. Like, could we see Joe Burrow doing this? No, because it doesn't matter.
Honestly, I didn't know a lot about Jaden Daniels before this, and now I feel like I have a pretty good idea of who Jaden Daniels is.
Yeah.
And, like, this, it's surprising to me only because my immediate opinion of people whenever I see him was like, oh, I'm sure he's like a normal person, like he is no longer a normal person in my eye. Like, once again, the stock rate on Jaden Daniels for me just plummeted overnight, and it didn't take very long.
Well, I wonder if Jaden Daniels went to his attorney and was like, hey, I don't want LSU to do this anymore. And his attorney, what the reaction was in that moment. Because, like, yeah, really? I don't know. I just don't think, you're right. You're right, Happer. I don't think, then now you're talking distraction to the Commanders. I mean, you're talking the
He blew
ripple.
this up over absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, which is fascinating to me. I can't really figure out why.
Also, is like DJ Pickett not good?
He's good. He is good.
So why does it matter? Like, it's not like some Joe Schmo that's walking on at LSU is wearing your number either.
I wish it was a Joe Schmo.
I know.
I wish it was just a random person instead of like a guy who they promised the number to.
Is it maybe this is this, as I said that, maybe this is what Jaden Daniels is thinking. He wants to be, when people talk about the number 5 in the last 10 years at LSU, he wants his name to be connected to it,
I guess.
But
so do you retire it for just like a certain period of time?
But then because maybe Jaden Daniels is scared that DJ Pickett is going to have an All-American type of year, and people are going to think about DJ Pickett when they think about that white number 5 jersey.
See, normal people would be like, oh, I hope that LSU has as much success as possible.
Yeah, I want my alma
that's
mater
where
to
I
do
went
well.
to school, right? But he is not a normal person. It seems.
Do you freak out over numbers?
In what way?
Like in this case, like
definitely not.
When you were playing, like, is it I have to wear this number?
No, I would have. You're giving me an option to pick. I'll pick a number.
Yeah.
I don't care if I get it or not.
Yeah, maybe
so weird.
I've never been on the level of NIL and getting paid off of my name, image, and likeness, if you will. However, I can't imagine that I would sit there somewhere and say, I don't want somebody else who's a very good football player, by the way. I don't want him to wear my number, which is not even your number.
Speaking of the Heisman, as Jaden Daniels won the Heisman a couple of years ago, I always like this when the Athletic does their Heisman draft. So they did this and released it, I believe it was yesterday. The number 1, so 8 athletic writers, including our dear friend Mitch Sherman, was in this. Mitch unfortunately got sacked with the final pick in the Athletic Heisman draft, sadly, where he had to take Julian Sayin. He took Julian Sayin at 8th over. What? I mean, like, he was a Heisman finalist last year, but come on.
They don't have Brian Hartline anymore.
So, are you down on Ohio State too? Are you and Mike Schaefer handshake memeing over Julian Sayin in Ohio State?
I just think Brian Hartline played an absolutely critical role in Ohio State's success over the last 5 years.
Okay. What do you think their record's going to be?
Very good.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's still Ohio State.
They're I think they're kind of,
I do think
their
Oregon's
talent makes them pretty recession proof.
I think Oregon's better.
I think Oregon's probably a little better. Yeah. I wonder if Indiana's better. We'll see. The number 1 pick in the Athletic Heisman draft this year was this. I don't know if this will surprise you or not, Nick. CJ Carr.
Not one bit.
Yeah. I mean, people love CJ Carr.
Do you? I
love CJ Carr.
I don't know if you're aware of this, of how big of a Notre Dame guy I am.
Whoa. When did that happen?
When Marcus Freeman got the job.
Whoa, you're a big Marcus Freeman guy.
It's more of a Marcus Freeman thing than it is Notre Dame.
I think he's hot. I mean, come on, look at that guy.
Am I jealous of his looks? Potentially.
You should be. Everybody should be.
However, no, I loved when he got the job, seeing the way that the dudes rallied around him. Now, it might have been more of an indication on Brian Kelly at the time, but also Marcus Freeman.
Big Marcus Freeman guy.
Huge Audric Estime guy a couple years ago.
That's a big running back. He was a big back.
That's right.
He was.
So CJ Carr is going to win the Heisman this year.
Wow. Okay. You're big Notre Dame guy.
I actually do think Notre Dame will win the title also.
Look at that.
They're my pick.
Well, if Notre Dame does win the national championship, I would say that CJ Carr would have a pretty good chance to win the Heisman Trophy, considering how important he's going to be to that team this year. So then the other 8 picks or the other 7 picks of the first round, I don't really see many problems with this. These are going to be. I'm always curious, like, who also gets drafted in like the 4th and 5th round in this draft. So here are some of the hitters: CJ Carr, Jeremiah Smith, Dante Moore, Arch Manning. Interesting. Trinidad Chambliss, Darren Mensah, Jaden Mayava, and Julian Sayin. Those were the top 8 picks in the draft.
Interesting.
Honestly, in some order, I think those are basically your kind of 8 guys. You could probably make a case for a Josh Hoover. You could probably make a case for
the one name I was surprised not to hear in there was since you said Jeremiah Smith, Malachi Toney.
Malachi Toney was picked in the second round
Oh,
of this. Yeah, he was not.
okay.
He was not a top 8.
Not
guy.
top 8 pick.
He was picked in the second
Okay.
round of this athletic draft. But once again, he's in the top
Yeah.
16, along with Marcel Reed, John Mateer, Bear Backmeyer. Shout out to BYU in number 47. Keelan Russell, who is basically not even for sure Alabama's quarterback at this point, but why not put him in there?
Whoever starts for Alabama.
Drew Messmaker,
Oh, yeah.
Sam Levitt, and then I mentioned Hoover already. So here's some other guys. The Texas Tech quarterback, who is not Brendan Sorsby, Will Hammond, is on this list.
Really?
Lenora Sellers. People are running back Lenora Sellers after the disaster of last year, interestingly.
He was supposed to be a top 5 pick this year.
So these are flyer guys, right?
Yes.
Lenora Sellers, absolute flyer guy. Bryce Underwood, huge flyer guy. I mean, the talent, it's there. Is he going to be able to put it all together in year 2 at Michigan?
I do like the way that Utah used their quarterback. I mean, they're similar, right?
Which Devin Dampier, I mean, I think Devin Dampier has a better chance to win the Heisman this year than Bryce Underwood.
I would agree. And the reason I bring up Utah is obviously the Kyle Whittingham
Right.
piece.
Gunnar Stockton, Kevin Jennings, Kawan Lacey, Damon Williams, and then the Cal quarterback who I still haven't figured out how to pronounce his
Saja
name yet.
Patui.
Is that it?
Saja Patui.
Good job. Nice. JKS, as they're calling him. Ahmad Hardy, Austin Simmons, Avery Johnson.
Still, that's a flyer if I've ever heard
That's a
of
big
one.
flyer. I mean, these are big flyers.
Yeah.
Devin Dampier, who I don't know, like I like him.
That's a name thing. Bryce Underwood's just a more popular name.
Leonard Moore, Byron Brown, who's the quarterback at Auburn this year after being at USF. Rocco Becht, and then Mitch with his last pick of the draft took Cam Coleman, who made that great catch in practice.
Sure. Cam Coleman.
Which is fantastic. So those are your Heisman guys this year. Anybody stick out aside from like the top guys? What do you think of Arch Manning? What's the vibe like on Arch Manning for you right now? Big Swim, Mr. Swim.
I don't know if I have a vibe on Arch, honestly.
Yeah.
I just think Texas will be good because of what is around Arch.
Yeah.
Like he can aid to it, sure.
He probably at the same time, both of these things happen for him. He takes too much crap and too much praise. Like,
yeah, I agree.
He is a good college football quarterback, and he will be I think, very good college football quarterback this year for Texas, which may be good enough for them to make a deep run. I don't know if he's proven yet that they can win it on the back of him, but I don't know that anybody has really proven that at this level. I mean, we're talking about 2-year cycles for quarterbacks in college football these days. And, like there's probably only 2 or 3 guys out there who are like, yes, we have the tools to win a national championship and we have the quarterback to be able to do it as well. And I think Texas would probably be one of the teams who would answer that in the affirmative at this point.
I find it really interesting because Texas, they had to they brought in that transfer running back from Arizona State, Raleek Brown, I think is his name.
Okay.
And the reason I bring that up is because one notable piece, they had a 2 running back system. They ran 2 guys last year. Jaden Blue, who's now with the Cowboys, I want to say. And then Contravius Wisner, who transferred out of Texas to Florida State.
Yeah, they lost a couple running back transfers, but then got multiple.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And so
they're one of the teams that's actually like going in on running backs.
Yeah, like that's my point, is where I think it's going to be obviously Arch will aid in their success and potentially aid in the failure. But like I think, ultimately it's going to be what they can do in things like the running game.
Texas is one of the favorites to win the national championship. There's no doubt about that.
What out of that? Give me a hot take, hot seat, Happer. Like, is there for a coach?
Hot take, hot seat. So like we're looking for the James Franklin of
Sure.
this year.
Yeah. Not necessarily saying that it's going to get fired, but more so just like who gets really, really uncomfortable.
Well, I think the weirdly the leader in that category for as much as like I think people are down on this team a little bit this year, but I'm like, yeah, they're going to be fine. It's one that we just talked about. Ryan Day.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, isn't it like if they go 10-2 or God forbid worse, he's in trouble. Like he's trying to find a way out immediately. And then especially if they lose to Michigan at the end of the year. They are currently on one of the sports books that I'm looking at right now, the favorite to win the national championship.
Wow.
Which I don't know that I would I don't know. I mean, that's just reputation probably more than anything, but that's the point. They have to win all of their games in order for that to be a success.
Yeah, I mean, they go to Texas.
The schedule's tough.
Okay, so what if I told you this to answer my own question? What if I told you the loser of the September 12th game between Ohio State and Texas is my answer?
Yeah, I could see that.
Like Steve Sarkisian or Ryan Day.
The problem is, though, it doesn't – Pitt State was in that zone from a talent perspective where they weren't like in the elite of the elite, so they weren't necessarily protected by the fact that they have so much overwhelmingly more talent than everybody that they play. Texas and Ohio State probably are. So like that prevents them from going completely off the rails.
It is wild.
They're not going to go all the way off the rails.
It is wild when we look at Ryan Day, and every year we do that. We get in this cycle of where it's like, oh, it's Ryan Day. Would they really fire Ryan? It's like the sports radio conversation of the year. It's like, would they fire Ryan Day? And then we all have to get on here and be like, no, he's 82-12.
He's literally
in his time.
12. I could see him. I could see him getting sick of it at some point and like putting his name in the hat for an NFL job. Like
Okay,
I could see that.
Like 4 of his 12 losses have been in the college football playoff. A third of his losses have been in the college football playoff.
He's good. And Ohio State is very
okay.
good.
So speaking of the NFL,
But he was born on third base.
Yeah, sure.
He was.
You still have to sustain it.
You do. It's impressive.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we have time.
We have like 2 minutes.
Okay, who is the college coach to put their ring in or their name in the NFL ring? Since you just brought it up.
Well, I think both of the coaches that we just mentioned are high on that list. Ryan Day and Mr. Sark. Is your boy high on that list?
I hope not. I don't want to follow him. I don't want to follow him to the NFL.
You would follow him to the Carolina Panthers?
I don't think I would.
That's sad.
Would you consider Lincoln Riley in that list as well?
Maybe he gets sick of it.
In which one? The NFL one?
Yes, in the NFL.
Because I can see it in the other one too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny. Like the best college coaches, it's like if they lose enough games, the posse starts to chase them around and stuff like that. But they're like, sure, I'll just go to the NFL. If you guys hate me, I'll go.
Can we agree also that Mike Norvell's the first coach fired this year?
That ain't happening. No, I agree with you.
Okay,
like,
I was gonna say, whoa.
That by that I mean them being good. It ain't happening. We were talking about it the other day because we came up on them for our preview.
Oh, nice.
It's a challenge.
The schedule is?
Yes.
I haven't even looked at it. SMU is tough.
They're not. I don't think they're going to survive. I don't think he's going to survive.
I don't think he makes it past September.
Yeah. Maybe you think he goes early?
I think Florida State will be 1-2 after their September 19th game at Alabama. They'll get blown out on the road in Tuscaloosa, and then they'll use the September 26th game against Central Arkansas as the opportunity to settle things down with a new interim.
Great prediction. We love a prediction. All right, we'll take a quick time out here. I have some Nebraska football. I have a Nebraska football topic coming up at 8:00, so I want to ask Nick about that. But first, Joey's headlines after this on 1620 The Zone. Hey, I see Michael Severe's in the chat talking about Heisman winners. How about Jet Award winners? How about Caden Weechin last night? Absolutely ripping it in his NFL debut.
Oh yeah, he did. He sure did.
Come on, don't be sad about
Joey.
it.
No.
It's just a preseason game, Joey.
No. I was watching it against the Packers secondary, which that was one of the big things I was watching out for. So I'm very thankful Caden Weechin is exposing that bad room.
He'll
of
tell you
Pack
pretty
players.
quick if you got a bad secondary, or even if you have a good one. He'll take advantage of it.
Speaking of him, a particular announcer, Michael Severe, does not like had a
Tough time pronouncing it.
Yeah, pronouncing his last name. It took until like the fourth quarter where he finally got it right.
To Michael's point and credit, all you really have to do is watch one college game to listen to the announcer pronounce it correctly.
Yeah, exactly.
Or also
Just a little
just read the media guide that is provided to you, and especially at that level.
Usually they have it right.
They are pretty clear and direct with how it should be pronunciated.
Yep. I agree.
Not
for me.
In his defense, Tom Brady said Cam Jurgens a couple times.
Jurgens. He really went for it.
Never mind. That's an off topic. I went to Tom Brady's card shop last weekend.
Whoa. What? You went to Tom Brady's card shop?
In Kansas City. Down in Power and Light.
He has a card shop?
Yeah, it is highly recommend anybody to go.
So are you a card collector guy?
The buddy I was with was a card collector.
So you're like, sure, I'll go.
Yeah, and I almost dropped $500 on a mystery bat box.
Dear God.
I did not.
What did your friend get?
He did not get anything.
He just wanted to see it.
We just wanted to see it. I mean, there's some real unique items in there that's, range from $10,000 to $15,000 that you can buy in there.
Yeah.
But like I said, we would eat this up, Happer, because it was a mystery box of an autographed bat.
I've seen people have those. It's just like, I don't know what I'm getting, and it costs $500. Yeah. It's just tough.
Now I did look up like the list because this was volume 2 or whatever. I looked up the list, and there was, MVP candidates, but then there was also like Josh Rojas. So,
but for real, Josh Rojas.
Unfortunately,
all right, let's quickly squeeze in a couple headlines here, Joey. What do we got?
Headline number 1: Prince George movie theater employee goes viral after hand drawing Spider-Man poster.
Okay, all right, interesting.
Headline number 2: Florida man accused of attacking neighbor over dog feces.
I think that's going to be the click probably for me. But it is a Florida man, so we never know really who's in the right here. Let's go to Leesburg, Florida. A Lake County man is accused of getting into a fight with a neighbor over dog feces. His name is Trey. He was arrested over the weekend, and deputies say that he believed that his neighbor wasn't cleaning up after his dogs. Quote, I've complained about the dogs bleeping in my yard. I said something to his old lady about it. She said she would pick it up. 4 hours later, it was still there. I set it on the edge of the driveway right there. That's what he told officers in the body cam footage. The neighbor tells a different story. He says that Trey opened the door to his home, shouted at him while holding the feces in his hand, and then threw it, hitting him. That led to a physical fight as the victim tried to get Trey off of his property. According to an arrest affidavit, Trey struck the victim in the head. Then he grabbed his scooter and lifted it over his head and threatened the victim. I wonder who was right. It sounds like this guy is probably a little bit crazy. And unfortunately, it does seem like he had a dog crap on his lawn, which is unfortunate. But he may have taken it too far, at least according to the body cam footage. The victim said, he scratched my neck all the way up when he grabbed me. There's two sides to the story. That's what they said on the body cam footage, growing agitated with the responding officers. And it feels like we pretty much know what happened. Trey himself faces charges of burglary with battery, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and simple battery. I guess the scooter was a deadly weapon.
Say, if it was one of those razor scooters, it absolutely is.
Dude, those things will crush you.
Yeah, that ankle bone.
Have you seen the emergence of the e-bikes and the scooters? And are you in this with the younger generation?
Now, I am pro scooter.
Okay.
I'm like pro scooters downtown.
Okay.
Pro scooters downtown. Very anti e-bike.
All right, good.
So.
You think kids should have to push their bike uphill? If they
Yeah, I think
the bike should push them for them.
We wonder why maybe in this world we have an obesity problem, and it's because we create bikes that can go 50 miles an hour on residential roads.
Dude, they'd be going fast too.
I mean, am I wrong?
They're causing problems too.
and it's whatever.
I'm at the old man stage of my life where I just I'll sit there on my patio and just be like, there goes those bikes again.
Do you at your new house? Because I found out today you moved.
Yes.
Do you have good depth or view of?
Oh yeah, I could see some things.
Okay.
Yeah, plenty of time for me to growl at the kids who are driving by on their e-bikes. All right, when we come back, I want to ask a quarterback question to Nick regarding Nebraska football. We'll do that as we're halfway home on a Friday on 1620 The Zone. All right, 8 o'clock. Happer and Schaefer, 1620 The Zone. 1620thezone.com. Get those Friday shout-outs in. Belmont Bill's got one in already. And remember, if you get a Friday shout-out in, you're automatically entered in to get another raffle ticket for the Oregon game contest, which is going on. And then we still have one more, which I don't know what we're going to do with, but we got 2 hours left in the show to figure it out. Maybe we'll ask for a certain number of caller again. Maybe we'll, maybe we'll make you dance a little bit more. Maybe we'll make you send in a video of yourself. Do you think people would be willing to do
No.
that? Okay. All right.
For Nebraska, Oregon?
Well, I mean, you don't automatically get the trip to Nebraska, Oregon.
That's-
you just get entered into potentially.
That's
win the
even
trip.
less reason to do
Probably
it.
less reason to do it. Yeah, indeed. Nick Sandert is here with me this morning here on Happer and Schaefer. Nick, you've been around Nebraska football for a long time. I have a question for you. Grade how good you feel about this first-year quarterback against all of the other recent first-year quarterbacks. So here to refresh your memory, here's what we have. If you could transport yourself back to the beginning of each of these seasons.
Okay.
All right. Dylan Raiola, 2024.
Sure.
Jeff Sims, 2023.
Okay.
Casey Thompson, 2022. Adrian Martinez, 2018. Tanner Lee, 2017. Don't smile like that. Tommy Armstrong, 2014. And I don't know, probably if you can remember back, Taylor Martinez, 2010.
I remember Taylor
Okay.
Martinez.
All right.
Yeah, we're good.
You probably don't remember like how you felt.
I don't
prior
remember
to-
analyzing Taylor Martinez
Right.
at 9 years old,
That's
but
sort of
we're
what I meant.
there.
But that's a recent run of
Yeah.
of historic, Nebraska quarterbacks. And I think each of them have had like a distinctly different feeling. And a lot of it depends on the team that you're going to have or the team that people think that you're going to have going into the year and things like that. I would argue that both the situation that Anthony Calandria is in right now, paired along with the fact that he has more production in his college career than literally any of those people, and most of them combined going into their time at Nebraska.
Oh, sure.
In fact, probably all of them combined, because Martinez was a freshman, Armstrong was a sophomore, and Adrian was a freshman.
The only one that would have any experience would be Tanner Lee,
Casey
and
Thompson, Jeff Sims,
Yeah.
and Tanner Lee.
Yeah.
And there was like 1 year starting for each of them. Or Sims was a multiple year guy.
Yeah,
but
not
didn't
great.
Not very good, right?
But
Should've
never
seen that one
forget,
coming.
never forget when the people that Coach Rule trusted most told him that he was an NFL quarterback.
I remember.
I remember sitting in that press conference.
I have to admit that I was kind of in on the Jeff Sims hype train. Like, I didn't think he was going to be awesome, but I thought that they could make it work with him. Turns out he fumbled every time he touched
Like,
it.
at some point, you got to do better than just make it work.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's
I
not a
agree.
shot at you, but like,
I agree.
that's where it's this year. You look at Calandria, and I do think Nebraska's offense. I've talked to a couple people in the last like week or so that are much smarter in the football world than I am, and I have reasons to feel decent about Nebraska's offense.
Yeah.
I don't think Nebraska's offense is going to be the issue this year. And for that matter, I don't think necessarily Rob Orich is going to be the issue. I think it's just lack of talent and dudes on the defense.
On defense.
Yeah. Like I have a really, really tough time thinking that they're going to be able to stop a nosebleed.
Wow. I'm pretty high on the defense. I kind of like it.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm
You're the first person I've talked to that is.
I'm Team Orich, not only because he looks like me, but
Oh, sure. Of course. There it is.
I like him. I like him. And
That's why I was very strategic in that it's not an Orich problem.
I
for me.
think they're going to get overnight a ton better than they were last year. And most of that is a reflection on how much it got off the rails last year, just on the defensive side of the ball. And yeah, you had the defensive coordinator notably coming out and saying like, "Hey, we need more guys," and stuff like that. I just hate when people say that.
I hate it.
And everyone hates when people say that. And so, like, I do think they have a couple more guys this year on defense. Is the defensive line going to be able to hold up? And but I do think they'll be able to scheme their way to some good defenses.
Maybe that's where I land. I just
Now I don't know what that means. Like, like Okay, so what? You have an okay defense, but you go 7-5. You
Yeah,
know, like
sure.
maybe it's that.
And I just maybe I need to separate the defensive front away from the rest of it, because I just am so down on the defensive front.
It's a question.
I just am. Like, even these last couple of years, like I think I can't remember who I was talking to. We were discussing the whole Riley Van Poppel, Ty Robinson years. Like, while yes, Ty Robinson was very good for Nebraska on a conference or national scale.
Yeah.
Like,
to be fair, though, Nick, that's all we need him to be.
Sure,
that's all you need him to be, right?
Sure.
You need to be good here as a good, productive college player, and he was really important for them in 2020.
He was crucial.
Yeah.
Ty Robinson was crucial, but
they had a good defense that year, and they knew what they wanted to be, sort of as a team. That would be my thing with this group. I don't really know where they're going to what they're going to lean on, one way or the other, and what team they're really trying to be at this point. But I do think, it'll look like a general, a puzzle that is sort of put together, at least as you go on throughout the year. But I'm curious to see where it ends up in that regard.
I also just wonder how much having I'm going to try to say this as respectfully as possible.
You don't have to be respectful. Be disrespectful.
Okay, having an actual defensive coordinator as your coordinator. Well, we all know
it's a bad.
It was a bad hire.
Just a horrible fit, and a bad hire. Yes.
Yeah.
He'd never really been he hadn't been a defensive coordinator in a decade, and I don't know. I think Mitch and I were talking about this the other day. He wanted to coordinate a defense, and he happened to be the guy in the spot to coordinate this particular defense after they lost their defensive coordinator, who was very clearly good, Tony White, and they sacked him with the task of being Tony White again. But he wanted to coordinate a defense, and so he couldn't say no to the job. And he's like, all right, sure. But also he's a person, so he wants to coach the defense the way he wants to coach the defense, but was not able to. It was a bad situation last year. And now I think you have a better situation this year. So what does that all equal out to be? I don't know. But anyway, back to the quarterbacks. This is a quarterback question,
yes.
at least for the moment. I think that what we know about Anthony Calandria is greater than what we've known about any first-year Nebraska quarterback in a long, long time now. And that doesn't mean he's going to be better. I mean, I'm certainly not projecting him to be better than Taylor Martinez and Tommy Armstrong or whatever, whatever that ends up being. But I want to drive home the point that previous production matters, and him having done it before matters. And I think it matters more in this day and age of college football. And so I think Nebraska's in a better situation you could look at all these individual quarterbacks and grade them by, the situations that they came from. Dylan Raiola was a freshman. I'd rather start a fourth-year senior than a freshman, no matter where he's been, right? Point blank, period. I'd rather start this guy, I'd rather start a fourth-year player, a fourth-year senior over a guy in Sims who had, he was like a more turnover-heavy version of Calandria over the years. Thompson was an interesting one. I mean, Thompson walked into a horrible situation, though, offensively and what they were trying to do that year. I'd rather start this guy than over a true freshman in Adrian Martinez. Tanner Lee, I thought, could be pretty good here. And they, once again, 22-17. So Thompson and Lee, those years that both resulted in coaches getting fired either after the year or during the season, those are probably the most qualified, quote unquote, quarterbacks that Nebraska has had going into the seasons. And they were both partly responsible for complete disasters during the season. So hopefully that trend doesn't keep up, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't think it can from a financial standpoint. I do.
Yeah, I think they're firing it.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think the outlook is? I was looking at Calandria. I mean, he accounted for 33 total touchdowns last year at UNLV. Completed 66% of his passage. I think most notably the if Calandria can stay under 9 interceptions, I'll just put the number at where he was at last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Nebraska will be okay.
Yeah. I'm like, that's a good number. I don't know it. Like I'm okay with him throwing interceptions. It's just how many and how crucial are they and all these different things and whatever, because I want the explosiveness in his game. Like I don't want to, if we're limiting his interceptions, that means to a certain perspective, we are limiting his explosiveness. And that is not what I want to do. I want him to be the player that he has been in his 4 years of college so far.
That's where I was going to go next, is that Nebraska has lacked explosiveness on offense, right? In a multitude of areas. And Emmett Johnson was probably their most explosive player last year. But like you look at the perimeter here, and there's bodies on the outside that you hope can provide some opportunities for those explosive plays. Like I think we're still waiting for Ja'Cory Barney to take that next step. Like I think like if I'm in, I know this is a quarterback thing, but if I'm Ja'Cory Barney, I look around and I see that Isaiah Hunter has jumped me as the number one option on this team. And I'm pissed. And like Ja'Cory's can be this big explosive player. And I don't know if it's a Ja'Cory issue. I don't know if it's a Dana Holgerson scheme problem. I don't know if it's a combination of both. I don't know if it's a guy that you just didn't have a guy that could deliver the mail to him. I don't know what that answer is. But like this year, Dana frankly has to figure it out.
Yeah, there's definitely more there for Ja'Cory Barney, I think. Or maybe it's just maybe he was just a fine college player and was never made for stardom or whatever it is. Like, I don't know.
I think I say all that to kind of piggyback off your point. You need to find some explosive offensive plays.
And I think they'll come with this guy. Now, once again, people get bothered by the turnovers and the potential of turnovers. And I think, people are to a certain extent a little bit bothered by, I mean, Nebraska, we've mentioned a couple of them on this list. They have brought in quarterbacks who have been a little, they've been oopsie daisy guys. They've been turnover prone in their careers. And then when they got to Nebraska, it got worse.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that is absolutely a fair point by people. Look at what happened with Tanner Lee. He had some turnover issues in his past at Tulane, and then they got worse at Nebraska. He threw a bunch of pick sixes. That was terrible. And then Sims, obviously, is the other example of that. Had some turnovers in his past. They're like, oh, we'll clean this up. They got worse instantly. And so as long as that history doesn't repeat itself, you want to take the explosiveness that he brings to the table and try not to limit him by saying, hey, look, because that was what they did with Sims. They told Sims, they said, we're going to turn you into like an NFL quarterback and we're going to rein you in and this and stuff like that. And that's when it became worse.
Yeah.
You got to let this guy be him.
I think I would like to hear from the listeners on this.
Let us know, listeners.
Whether it's the text line or the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Is that the way it is?
Attaboy.
Anyway, I would love to hear from them because I feel like this year Nebraska football fans are just mentally prepared for the roller coaster with Anthony Calandria. And that's a good thing. Like it's probably for the best that you just prepare yourself for the roller coaster because there will be a lot of bust, a lot of boom,
a lot of bust,
a lot of boom,
boom, boom, boom.
5 big booms.
There's gonna be 5 big booms.
If we can get 5 big booms and only 2 busts a game, we're okay.
No dooms.
No dooms.
How many?
I didn't know how else to say that.
So if you have, you can do 5 big booms is the maximum amount of booms.
Sure.
Like what's a game like you want it to be for Calandria? Like 3 big booms to 2 dooms.
I hope every game there is 3 booms, 1 doom.
Me too.
I mean,
that sounds awesome. That sounds perfect.
Three booms, 2 dooms is too many dooms.
Too many dooms.
Too many dooms.
Especially in the early,
Yeah.
when you're playing Ohio and Bowling Green,
and
there could be no dooms.
I don't want the law of averages to play out here. I don't need zero dooms against North Dakota, so you can have 8 dooms against Ohio State.
That's right.
We're not doing 8 dooms.
But that's how we look at it at the beginning of a season, sadly. And it's like, because people will come back and they'll be like, well, Dylan Raiola had, what was it? 18-6 last year? It was like, he was 18-6 last year. I mean, that's pretty good. It's like, yeah, he was like 6-6 in games that matter.
Bingo. And that's where he was at as a freshman too. As a freshman, he was like, had 1 interception in his first 3 games. And I remember talking about it on one of my shows. I was like, yeah, in the last 3 games, he has 4 interceptions though. Like, this is not
way too many dooms.
Way too many dooms. I didn't know how else to say.
I think it's really
Boomer
good.
bust.
Here's Dan on the text line, all caps. I am so ready, and I'm okay with a fun 6-6.
And maybe that's just where you're at. And like, I'm good with that.
Yeah,
like, you just need to be mentally prepared with the roller coaster that is going to be Anthony Calandria and Dana Holgerson in this. Like,
that was my point from the start. Like, I just wanted a quarterback that is not afraid of everything. He was just so afraid of throwing picks last year. It just bothered me so much. Throw the football. Like, if you throw a pick, okay, people are going to be mad at you, whatever it is, and your stats are going to look worse. But, man, at least you completed. Like, there was one last year where they were trying to ice the game away against Rutgers or whatever, and he just turned it down and took a sack. And I'm like, dude, throw it. It's okay. You can throw it. And this guy is not – this guy that they have this year, he's not short on the confidence. So, like, he's going to rip it, and maybe he's going to do some dooms. But the dooms are
5
okay.
big dooms.
If you could live with the dooms at least a little bit, it probably is a little bit of, and Tommy Armstrong, Taylor Martinez, they had turnover issues.
They had a couple dooms.
They had they supplied a lot of booms. Taylor Martinez had so many big booms in his career.
Look at the Big Ten championship game if you want to look at boom and doom for Taylor Martinez.
That was a big boom. Yeah.
UCLA on the road in UCLA.
Big boom.
Big boom. The one thing I was also going to add in this conversation is the Dana Holgerson piece of it.
Yeah.
Like, we also need to acknowledge that last year Dana was somewhat forced to keep himself in a box because Emmett Johnson was so good and was able to win. Like, and
he knew that Dylan wasn't going to make plays downfield.
I really imagine Dana Holgerson this year just really unleashing it.
Okay.
Does that make me feel great? I don't know.
I don't know what that looks like.
A lot of booms, a lot of dooms.
And I'm curious. Like, I have confidence in Dana Holgerson. Like, I guess I'm still like team Dana Holgerson, but I don't know how they're going to, I wonder how they're going to put all this whole thing together. And that's with the team overall. Like, that's probably a bigger picture question. But I do like the quarterback that they got. And I do think that'll give you a spark. And maybe that's what the offense needs.
Yeah. Schaefer and I had a conversation about Dana a couple weeks ago, and
he's out on Dana.
He is out on Dana. And that conversation with Schaefer, he kind of rubbed off on me, because I think I've started to be out on Dana.
Doom and Dana.
However, I'm ready for the roller coaster. Now that I don't have to analyze it every home game or every game, Happer, like you guys do, I'm here for the roller coaster.
Big red overreaction, folks. It's coming. It's right around the corner.
I'm locked in for the roller coaster.
Jesse writes in, he says, hopefully this team plays with a chip on their shoulder because nobody expects anything. Rule needs to be telling the players that. I think they have a little bit of that kind of quiet. I don't know if it's confidence or, whatever it might be, that could motivate them this year. Whatever. I mean, I don't care how they motivate themselves. Here's John. Why would you expect history to not repeat itself? Big fat mouth. That's what he calls Matt Rule. Told us Sims was an NFL quarterback. It was obvious before he took a snap that Rule was lying or an idiot. Calandria is back in the Power 4 at some point. Gus is going to be saying, you got to get him out of there. God, you remember that game, that Colorado game? He's killing him. He got to get Sims out of the game.
I do remember. I was in Boulder.
That was terrible.
That was rough to watch.
He was There's not very many touchdown wows in that game. 2. And one of them was by Heinrich Harburg
That's right.
in like the last minute. That was terrible. That was bad.
That whole.
Hey,
I mean,
if you're a believer, then and certainly this has been the case. The history has repeated itself. Like Calandria definitely has some of the qualities that these other huge bust quarterbacks have had at Nebraska. I will give you that. There's no doubt. I just like that. I just like how much he has under his belt, how much experience he has under his belt, and I like his situation offensively with the people around him, his coordinator, whatever. Certainly better because think about Sims' apparatus in 23. His offensive coordinator was Marcus Satterfield. His best wide receiver was Alex Bullock. I don't know. True freshman Malachi Coleman. Who was their leading receiver in 23? Check it out. It was bad. They had nobody. And that's the year their offense was completely terrible.
Yeah, that was the year where their one touchdown they scored against Minnesota was on the little botched play.
Tanner Lee had some people around him, like he had JD and Stanley, but and he had a pretty good offensive coordinator too. And I think he probably ran into some bad breaks in the early season too, because I like Andy Langsdorff.
I forgot how bad this offense was.
Who was their leading receiver that year? Was it
No,
Lloyd?
we're forgetting about a transfer.
Oh, Billy
Kemp.
Tiny baby Billy. Well, how many yards did he have? Like 400?
Not even 310.
See, that's so bad.
Their leading receiver had 310.
They
yards.
didn't have anybody. Right. So that's it. Like Sims.
I mean,
bad spot.
They had. Oh my goodness, Billy Kemp. Second on the team was Thomas Fedoni.
Yeah.
And then it was Jalen Lloyd.
Yeah. Who had like 4 catches?
6 catches for 237 yards.
Yeah, he had 6 catches for 237 yards. They were all like drawn up 70-yard bombs.
3 of his 6 catches were touchdowns.
Yep.
Alex Bullock with 15 catches for 221. Marcus Washington.
Oh, nice. He got hurt in the
Malachi Coleman, Joshua Fleeks. And then Texas A&M's finest, Nate Borgacher.
Yeah, so take that, John. Maybe Jeff Sims was not necessarily set up for success.
Well,
considering his best wide receiver was Billy Kemp.
And your Anthony Grant had 413 yards that year.
Yeah.
Your starting running back had 413 yards. Heinrich Harburg led the team in passing and rushing yards, and he did not finish his college career as a quarterback or a running back.
That's right.
And that's who was
how many yards did Harburg run for?
477.
And he only was the starting quarterback for what? 7 games?
Yeah.
8 games? Something like that year?
Yeah, because that was when they tried out Chubba too for a while.
Because Heinrich got hurt.
Yeah.
There was so many disasters that year. All right, we'll take your thoughts. 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline, as correctly stated by my dear friend Nick, who is here with me today. We will take anything from you. Get your Friday shout-outs. They're coming up here in about 15 or 20 minutes at Schaefer on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. We'll be right back with more after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, so Mr. Swim during the break, he's like, big Cubs honk, and he's like, I gotta get your thoughts about Pete Crow Armstrong. I'm like, oh yeah, he's good, but he's not as good as Bobby Witt Jr. And you were like, what? How dare you? How could you say that, my sweet baby boy?
I did not say it like that. He is my hero.
So
though.
we went to baseball. He is my hero, though. So we went to baseball. And I then I started to really think about it. I'm like, wait a minute. These guys are probably very close, very close. And so we went to Baseball Savant, who has a tool where you could play. You could just compare them based on not necessarily stats, but some of the projectables and things like that, and the tools. They are remarkably similar, remarkably similar.
Yeah.
Now, Pete's having a better season for a much better team, obviously. So I'll give you that.
Well, what did surprise me, and now Bobby has been hurt, right?
Yeah, he spent like a week or two on the deal.
So a couple of the numbers might be inflated one way or the other. So I'm acknowledging that possibility. But what I'm most surprised about, now Bobby's got a much better squared up percentage when hitting. But I am surprised to see.
Check out that X-Woba. You see that X-Woba?
I have not.
Where is that? There it is. XW.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
It's the top one, 96. That's expected weighted on base average.
But what I
expected batting average 100 to 54.
I am surprised to see Bobby Witt Jr. have a higher chase rate, higher whiff rate, higher strikeout rate, and a lower walk rate or walk percentage. All those are percentages than Pete Crow Armstrong. Because the book for PCA, his entire career,
swinging.
is he just is a free, but that's unbiased, real talk. The last 5 weeks here, when he's turned it on the way he has after the All-Star break, the biggest change he's made, he's walked an absurd amount of times in the last 4 weeks. It's like 30 or 40 times in the last 4 weeks.
Bobby is striking out a little bit too much for my liking this year. I thought he was going to win MVP this year, but I also thought the Royals would be about 30 to 35 games better than what they are currently. So that went out the window quick, and he got hurt and all these different things. So that's not happening this year. But yeah, you're all the way in on the Cubs train this year.
Yeah,
I've started to hear again from the Cubs people who are
I know
saying,
you hate Pete. I know you hate the Cubs fans.
They're coming out of the woodwork again, and they're talking about my Cubbies.
Oh, but see that you've known me long enough. They can be low or they can be high. It's I saw the years of Ryan Theriot.
People love Ryan Theriot
and Mike Fontenot.
Mike Fontenot, nice. There's some guys.
Aramis Ramirez.
Matt will always bring up. He will always bring up Aramis, who's awesome. Like Aramis Ramirez,
I loved Aramis until he went to the Brewers.
And then he always brings up Starlin Castro.
Starlin Castro is great,
and Junior Lake,
Junior Lake. Jorge Soler got his start in Chicago.
But people are ready, and then he got traded for Wade Davis. Hilariously, that was a great time.
Kosuke Fukudome was great.
Kosuke Fukudome.
So
nice.
Anyway,
but you're in. You're like Cubs are going to win the World Series.
I don't think they'll win the World Series. I don't.
Too much Dodger.
No, it's not even too much Dodger. I just don't know if the pitching staff can get healthy enough. Like that now, like you traded away Owen Casey last year for Edward Cabrera, and everybody was freaking out because sweet, the Cubs finally attacked and went to go get a quality starting pitcher. Well, he's on the IL now. He's making rehab starts right now.
Yeah.
And Craig Counsell said in his post-game conversation the other day that they're leaning towards using Edward Cabrera in a bullpen role when he comes back. And I just sit here and I'm like, that's not what you got him for. Like I get the deviate from the plan, but it's not like David Peterson is doing enough right now on the mound to not bring Edward Cabrera back as a starter.
So not in good enough shape from a pitching perspective.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they're 20 games over 5. They're going to make the playoffs, obviously.
Yeah. They're going to catch the Brewers.
And yes, that's always the case for any other team that's making a run at the NL Central. The Brewers may win the division or they may not. They might get caught at the end of the road here, but they will flame out in the playoffs.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So you're not worried about that. There's so much. God, there's so much fun to watch. The Brewers are. What they've done is incredible, but unfortunately, they will not be able to shake their past. They are going to get beat in the playoffs.
I will say, I mean, like I was fortunate to be at Game 3 of the division series last year against the Brewers at Wrigley.
Oh,
and that night made me have and grow a disdain for the Brewers that I cannot even describe. And now, great, the Cubs won Game 3. It was great. Cubs won Game 3. They won Game 4 as well. Christian Yelich scored the first run. Then Michael Busch had a leadoff home run in the bottom of the first. It was special. At
how
Wrigley.
about a playoff game? A playoff baseball game. What a time. Dude,
You've been to them, right?
I've been to exactly one playoff baseball game. The 2014 American League
that's
Wild
right,
Card game.
against the Athletics.
The greatest game of all time.
I went to Royals Yankees when the Yankees eliminated the Royals at Kauffman.
Oh man, that was a great game.
It was a good game. I think it was benches almost cleared because Jazz Chisholm did something stupid.
Michael Garcia and Jazz Chisholm were mad at each other the entire series. Yeah, which makes a lot of sense.
And I think that was the postseason that Luke Weaver emerged as like a dude out of the pen.
He was dominant. Yeah, he was dominant. That was sad. Feels like a long time ago.
It felt like a long time ago.
Unfortunately, was not. I have a question for you, Nick. So you're a Husker basketball guy. I'm known to offer these contracts from time to time. And so I have a contract offer for you.
Okay.
I've offered Schaefer this contract before. I won't tell you what he's done until after you tell me what you're going to do with it. If I were to offer you right now, Nebraska basketball, an 8 seed in the NCAA tournament, you sign on the dotted line, you get exactly that.
Okay.
If you don't sign on the dotted line, you could get literally any other result.
Sure.
They don't make the tournament. They're a 4 seed. They're a 1 seed, whatever. You're guaranteed an 8 seed. Are you signing on the dotted line today? Jake, I have also offered Jake Sorensen this contract as well.
My answer is no.
Wow. They both accepted happily.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So now that makes you think you should accept it?
No, actually, it makes me double down. Especially because Jake, who is the most irrational person on this planet.
Well, Jake is irrational, but he skews more negative. He does. He skews more negative.
The guy is out of
so
control.
If you're giving him an option for safety and a nice warm blanket, I think he's probably going to take that most times, which makes sense.
The reason I say no is I think maybe I don't know. You were more familiar with this probably, Happer, because of the Creighton connection. At what point does Nebraska get a little bit of the benefit of the doubt? And not necessarily I'm saying to get them in the tournament, but to where losses.
I think that's where they are starting to get the benefit of the doubt, by the way.
Okay.
Like people are like, hey, Fred Hoiberg's good. I don't really care what they have. They're going to be in the tournament. Which
that's where I'm at.
I pretty much agree with that.
Like I just think,
but you're wanting more.
I think that I agree with you. I think that's where they're at. They're going to start to get I think we're going to see it this year. They're going to start to get a little bit more of a benefit of the doubt. And if they once again continue to answer the call as a program and as a team, then maybe next year, then you just start working. You just brick by brick. I mean, that's honestly all you can do when you're a program like Nebraska and in that situation.
So your reason for saying no to this is I feel like that's guaranteed anyway. Is that?
Yeah, I think that now you should just expect to make the tournament. Okay. Right? I think Nebraska. I think Nebraska is, while Fred Hoiberg and this specific staff with Nate Lenzer and with Ziegler and Monahan and all those guys, I think they're at a spot to where you can make a case that you're comfortable saying that they are an NCAA tournament team. I'm not saying higher than a 4 seed, higher than a 5. I'm not saying a specific seed. However, I think that they are. It's safe to say that they should be expected to make the tournament.
Yeah, I'd project them to do that, and an 8 is pretty good.
It just feels so stable.
Yeah,
like from a structure standpoint.
I'm really curious to see what it really ends up looking like this year, but that is, to your point, where they've earned the benefit of the doubt. I mean, they've done it, whether or not they've made the NCAA tournament in the last 3 seasons. They've had 2 in which they've made it. They've had 1 in which they haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kind of what you're getting. Like, what they're going to be. And so maybe they don't make the NCAA tournament every year, but they're right there in that conversation.
Oh.
Now, other people will tell you like that. Okay, that used to be my opinion, and now since I've seen them win multiple NCAA tournament games in one run, my thought is now you need to make it every year and put yourself in position to advance.
Like it doesn't seem impossible anymore to win multiple.
Well,
right? Because obviously it's
not. It did happen.
What if I Uno reversed this?
Oh, you're gonna offer me a contract? I love it.
What if I offer you a contract of the Creighton Blue Jays I'm going to put you as a 7 seed.
Absolutely. I mean, there's yes.
Okay. How painful for you was this last year?
It was not enjoyable at all.
Yeah.
I did not like it. I did not like it one bit. Yeah. Pretty much if you're offering me a spot in the NCAA tournament this year, I'm taking it because while I think they have the potential to be like good, be a better team than, whatever, like the top 25 team, whatever it might be. I know I have now seen that the floor can be lower. I didn't think the floor was that low.
Does it make you appreciate it more?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've thought a lot about it. I've thought a ton about this. Absolutely. You're it's not a guarantee that you go to the NCAA tournament, and it kind of had been for a while. They were on a pretty good run there. So if you're offering me a spot in the NCAA tournament
year after year,
I think I will take it.
I figured when you initially said that you were going to offer me a contract, I thought that it was going to have some sort of football connection to it. Like, hey, Nebraska can be a 5 seed in the NCAA tournament this year, but Nebraska football goes 3-9.
Okay.
And my answer is a resounding yes.
All right.
I would sign in the most permanent Sharpie you can sign in.
Yeah. Okay.
Even if you said Nebraska basketball will be a 5 seed and Nebraska football will go 1-11 this year.
Wow.
I would sign in a permanent Sharpie.
What? Now why?
I've never seen, and I will say that like we have a unique opportunity with, I had a unique opportunity with the job I had. You are still in it to where like through this platform, we get to see fan bases as emotional. And as emotional as can be. Covering Nebraska basketball last year was some of the most fun I've had doing this job than you can ever imagine.
So the question is then, does it get less fun and more heavy with the 6? I mean, there's no repeating what that was last year.
No,
it's just
the
so
team
magical.
The team was great.
Right.
The guys were, exactly.
So does it get more heavy once there's expectations on you and, I don't know, people are coming out of the woodwork and they're Nebraska basketball fans.
I don't know. That's why I left.
Got out at the right time.
I left solely because of Nebraska basketball.
Corey says on YouTube, you offered Mike and Jake a 6 or a 7 seed. Yeah, they so easily accepted it that I moved it down.
Yeah, 6. If you would have said 6 seed, here's another reason why I'm hesitant with the 8 number. In the round of 32, you're matched up with the number 1.
I've been there before.
Yeah, like I don't.
It's not fun.
Great. Like if I'm gonna be in the hellhole of the 8 seed where I win round of 64 tournament games, well, whatever the number is now, round of 75,000 teams now.
Sad.
If we're gonna be in that hellhole to where you're matched up then with the number 1 seed every year in the round of 32, you're gonna need to strike lightning to get there. Like, I'm good.
John writes in, you're worrying about basketball too much. Basketball is just a diversion during the football offseason. Well, some people think. Some people think that basketball is better than football. I am one of those people.
I was going to say.
I had that take one time.
Are you talking as a sport?
Yeah, basketball is better than football.
You're an idiot.
Just listen to me in February. I'll tell you again. Basketball is better than football.
February is when I'm trying to ramp up and tell everybody, hey, you need to pay attention to college baseball this year.
Oh, man. Another great take by you. College baseball rules.
Have you ever been to one of those early season tournaments?
Yeah.
Like the college baseball ones?
Oh, actually, I don't think so. No, like the one in Phoenix.
Highly recommend it.
Oh, yeah, you went to Texas.
I went to Texas last year over my birthday week. It was my birthday weekend.
Sweet.
So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go watch Florida State, Louisville. Auburn was down there. Obviously, Nebraska was down there too.
Nice.
But my goodness, those are fun. Like maybe Arlington, it's a little bit too big of a venue. But like Frisco a couple years ago was great. Anything in Arizona is great.
I don't know where we're going I don't know what we got going up on the schedule this year, but we'll try.
For you?
Yeah.
No.
Try and get out there. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back with Friday shout-outs right after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, it's time for Friday shout-outs. Connor Happer, Nick Sainert with you this morning. Get a tweet from Sam on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. College basketball is an off-the-charts better in-person experience. In and out in 2 hours. Hear Happer say, "Let's go Jays." Easy beer access, a TV hanging from the ceiling. All those things are excellent. I would agree. We love college basketball in person. And it does, and to Sam's point, it doesn't take very long. Now, I could interest you in volleyball.
could be an experience that only lasts like 80 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I am pro volleyball.
Team volleyball, Mr. Volleyball. That's
Shout-
what they're calling.
Is that what they're going to coin me?
Mr. Volleyball or Mr. Swim, whichever one.
Rich Broderson will just go introduce me every match.
Does he do the PA for?
Yeah, he does
league?
PA.
Okay,
So
very good.
they brought Rich and I on at the same time last year.
Rich.
Rich is great.
Rich is fantastic.
Yeah, Rich is awesome.
All right.
But
Well,
he's-
you can check out Love this year. When does the season start?
Mid-December. That was aggregated on that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we're going to give you the opportunity yet again to get aggregated today.
I don't have anything to get aggregated on. I don't have any takes.
You don't have any breaking news for us? I suppose it is
Nothing that I can release. I mean,
I suppose it is my responsibility
No.
to
Your
try and pry it
accountability?
out of you.
hold on. Now here's the real question: is when I do have breaking news, do I have a platform to share the breaking news?
Of course you do.
Okay.
It's called 402-951-1620.
Call
Hey,
us.
I'm caller Nick. I have some news to report.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be awesome. I got something for you. Cool. Or you can just text one of us.
There you go.
Friday shout outs. Here is Belmont Bill. Friday shout out to Gravity.
Yes.
And thanks for keeping us all down to earth. Also, thanks for Price Sanford.
those 7 seconds are precious.
Thanks to Price Sanford.
Thanks for Price Sanford. Shout out to Price Sanford. Stacy writes in. Shout out to 1620 The Zone and Nick Grimm
Whoa.
for taking the silver prize for an awesome promo at the Nebraska Broadcasters Association Awards
Yes.
banquet.
Oh, was that I did see that. That was this week.
Young Nick, other young Nick, he got the award for the second best promo.
Is he younger or older than I am? I've never met Nick
Gosh, that's a
Graham.
great question.
He's older.
What year were you born again?
2001.
Yeah, he's older.
Yeah, he's
Is
older.
he a 19s baby?
I think so. He was 90s.
Yeah,
what,
he's older than me.
what month in 2001?
February.
So we were at least alive for when it happened.
Oh no, Connor.
I'm just saying.
Oh no.
All right, here's Pedro on the text line. Hi guys, Friday shout out to Usher Media. Before my wife would be like, "Did you hear about the arrest on our block?" I would be like, "No, I'm listening to sports radio." Did you hear about the weather forecast? It will be raining cats and dogs today. I would say, "No, I'm listening to sports radio." Now I know all that stuff and still listen to sports radio. Thank you, Usher Media. What a
That
text
was unreal.
from
That is
Pedro.
great.
What, me
That,
referencing
that
something?
text, but then also just the way you're like, okay, so you were alive for when it happened.
just the way you said it.
Here's Cody. Shout out to my son Alex as he turns 6 today.
Wow.
Happy birthday, young Alex.
Young Alex.
That is a young Alex. That
What
much is
I
for
wonder
sure.
how young Alex is spending his birthday today. Taking him out of school?
What do you think you did for your 6th birthday?
Well, I don't know. What time do you what year do you start kindergarten?
5.
Okay.
So I don't know if school is going, like, it depends on what district Alex is in. Like, is he at school today or not? I don't know.
I don't know. I would hope Corey. That's his name. right?
Corey's son Alex.
I mean, what I would suggest as somebody that does not have kids is go spend lunch with him. Take him out of school.
Kids love lunch.
Kids, kids love when their
But-
parents come for lunch.
Very specific kids. My kid is 2. She loves lunch in a very specific way. She has a
Is she
different.
picky?
Well, she's picky at different times. Like, one day she really loves apple slices,
Oh.
and the next day she's like, "I can't stand apple slices. Get that crap out of
What-
my face.
what-
I only like yogurt now."
What does your child do? Like, what's your child doing right now?
Just playing. I mean, she plays
Gosh.
just all day long. She
What
just
a
plays.
life.
Last night she was mad. She didn't want to go to bed because she wanted to keep playing. I go, there is so much more playing to do. You have your whole life.
We're gonna get tired of playing.
There will be playing tomorrow. I promise you. She's like, no, I have to play now. I'm like, it's time to go to bed. All right, here's Roger.
Man.
Shout out to Kyle Schwarber for hitting a ball into an Iowa cornfield.
Yeah.
Shout
Did
out
they
to Kyle
find that
Schwarber.
ball?
Yes, I think someone found it. It had a big mud clod on it, which is cool. Here's Tony. Friday shout out to my wife who started back to school this week for her 14th year of teaching.
Wow.
14 years of teaching. Cody said, by the way, he followed up. He says, it is day 3 of kindergarten, and we are going to do putt-putt and pizza.
Heck yeah.
to celebrate. That's what I'm talking about. Way to go. All right. Shout out to all you guys who are giving us Friday shout outs. When we come back, it's time to free ball. We have the topics. Joey will read them to us just as the open suggests. We'll also talk to Jake Sorensen in the 9 o'clock hour. And Nick revealed to me something during the break that I have to ask him about in the 9 o'clock hour as well. All to come on Happer and Schaefer at 1620 The Zone.
Free balling now, I'm free balling now, I'm free balling.
It's time for Free Balling, where the producer reads questions on things happening in the world of sports. Connor and Mike will have the answers.
All right, 9 o'clock hour. It is time to free ball. Nick Sainert is with us today. He's experienced all the glory of this segment twice before, I guess. You filled in 2 days, right?
Yeah, twice.
Okay. And now for a third time. Joey, what do we
Congratulations.
have today?
Yes. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Shohei Ohtani has a clause in his totally normal backloaded contract that would allow him to opt out in the event that Dodgers owner Mark Walters sells his stake in the team. Well, guess what happened this week? Will Ohtani blow this whole contract up over this?
Nick?
He'd be stupid to.
He's not going to blow the contract up over this. But that was a crazy little addendum there.
Why would
He put it in his deal where if Friedman or Mark Walter were out, that he could opt out, that he could blow up the contract, and he's not going to do that. And I believe he has stated as such, or his representation is, does not expect him to do so. But kind of crazy that he could.
do we still believe he can't speak English?
He can speak some English.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure we're all on the same page.
There's a lot of guys though who could speak English, but they'd like to have the translator for it because they're not like confident in themselves.
And that's fine. I'm not saying that.
But we do know about Ohtani and translators.
That's my point. Is I'm saying from the whole sports stuff, the scandal this last year.
You think he's using his new translator as a meat shield too, just as he did with Ipe?
Justice for Ipe.
So
I don't know all the facts. I don't quote me. Don't aggregate me on that.
There's some documentaries. Yeah, Lincoln Arneal, listen up. He's saying that Ipe was innocent.
He's innocent. But no, can you imagine the waves that would create if Shohei was on the market?
A source with knowledge from Alden Gonzalez of ESPN says Ohtani is unlikely to do this in the event that Mark Walter sells his stake in the Dodgers. Of course, Mark Walter sold his stake in the Lakers this week, and he is viewed by some in the financial community as a person who's selling off some of his stakes in a variety of different entities right now. He's got some stuff going on. I don't know anything about the financial world. That has not happened yet, but Ohtani would not do so even if it did, according to some reporting on this.
Selling stakes.
Joey, what else we got?
Yesterday, there was a report going around that the Chicago Bears were not only moving to Indiana, but were going to rename themselves the Indiana Bears. The reporter, Ben Devine, later said last night that he was duped because his source was either fraudulent or intentionally
Misleading or manipulative, yeah.
Sorry, I'm reading a lot of things. How did he not see this coming?
Yeah, so this report was going around yesterday, and he was like, it got a lot of traction. I didn't believe it instantaneously. Okay. He goes, yeah, the Bears are going to move, and they're going to call them the Indiana Bears. And I was like, okay, that's fake. I know that's fake immediately because that would never happen. And it got so much traction, and he posted a retraction yesterday morning at 11:30. He said, retraction. I was duped. The source mentioned here, I now believe to either be fraudulent or intentionally manipulative. Someone went to immense lengths to verify identity for this one post. I've gotten no other info from him. I will not be posting any further stadium updates.
I'm just off it. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
I'm done with this job entirely. I don't think there will be any name change, but the team will, I think, land in Indiana. I will delete the post shortly. He has now deleted the post that said they're going to be called the Indiana Bears after the retraction is seen. I am sorry, and I am owning it. Sticking to on-field drama. Enjoy the Chicago Bears.
This just goes to show.
What an idiot! How can he not know this?
What an idiot! But also, this just goes to show. I would never want to be in the world of a news reporter, like a breaking news reporter.
The source game.
The source game, like the now, granted, like once you get to like shams and stuff, like you have pretty legit people.
Yeah.
But like for these guys that are
trying to,
it's
break
like
news.
Yeah, it's like whoa. the team I'm covering is actually going to have a massive headline, I have a chance.
Well, I think in his case, it probably was a situation where he was kind of trying hard to break news and would listen to about anything that he heard from one of his quote unquote sources. And yeah, it's not very hard if you can find a person like that who's willing to report just about anything because they want to get some clicks. Tough look for that guy.
All righty, let's just talk some baseball right now because I know how much Connor loves the sport.
I do love baseball.
Alex Rodriguez has been on the Hall of Fame ballot for 5 years and has never received more than 40% of the vote. Because of that, Yankees broadcaster Michael Kay is saying that A-Rod should come back and play and restart his eligibility clock. Is this an idea that can work?
I don't think so. This is a weird deal that Michael Kay suggested the other day. He said he's been trying to convince A-Rod to come back. Quote, A-Rod still has some time, and maybe the voting block becomes more forgiving as the older guys die off and the younger people get the vote. It's what he said. I've said it to Alex privately. Come back for one at bat. I'm sure the Marlins would love to pack the place. He's in unbelievable shape. He's in the same shape he was when he played. Come back for one at bat. If you come back for one at bat, then you restart the clock. Then it takes 5 more years before you're eligible for the Hall of Fame. And then you've got 10 more years of being on the ballot. That gives you 15 more years if you get one at bat. Right now, his clock is running. He's almost out of time, and I don't think he's going to make it to 75%.
There's something called integrity of the selection process that they need to. Now, granted, the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame selection process has been under fire in recent years. However, we also need to realize Alex Rodriguez is 50 years old. He
looks like he's in great shape.
That's great.
He's still got the tan going.
I'm glad. Well, I mean, what else are you going to do when you're Alex Rodriguez? Not be tan?
Plays golf and tries to own sports teams.
Is he still involved in the Timberwolves?
I think so. Yeah.
Who else is he involved with?
It feels like he's got his hat in a lot of different rings. Not really sure what he's up to.
Isn't he a co-owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves?
That's what he was asking.
So he co-owns the Minnesota Timberwolves and the WNBA's Minnesota Lynx.
The Lynx,
Okay.
Yeah.
Same group. So
Interesting. He's co-founded an incubator and venture fund.
That makes sense.
He is invested in over 60 startup companies, ranging from early stage tech, including early backing of OpenAI.
So A-Rod got 40% of the vote on his 5th year on the ballot this year. Like Michael Kay said, he's probably not going to grow enough to the point where he's going to make it. They like to make the steroid guys wait. So this year will be his 6th year on the ballot. Like Barry Bonds isn't going to get in.
No.
So Alex Rodriguez probably isn't going to get in either.
That's crazy.
And I also don't think restarting his career for one at bat just to restart the clock out of the like what you're doing is an obvious ploy to just get more years on the ballot and restart the clock. People are going to see right through that. You're just not going to get him more votes.
Hey, Barry, come back. Let's restart the clock.
Now, at the same time, I would love to watch Barry Bonds hit in a Major League game today. That would be so sick. I would love to watch Alex Rodriguez play in a Major League game today. That would be awesome, but that's not happening.
Is there any chance A-Rod could touch the velo?
I feel it can't be just one at bat. Like he would have to play a few
But the
weeks.
great Michael Kay said just one at bat.
Yeah, I know. He's just one at bat. He would not do very well. A couple weeks, he might hang in there. He might get a couple of knocks.
Yeah.
All right, Joey, got one more?
Yes, we do. Let's talk preseason football. Back to football. The Pittsburgh Steelers dominated my Green Bay Packers last night. In all defense, it's against Fitz Stringers. But anyway, last night behind a great performance from former Penn State QB Drew Aller against a bunch of Fitz Stringers from the Packers. Do the Steelers have something with him?
I don't think so. I don't think the Packers.
What
was the question about Drew Aller?
Do the Steelers have something with him?
No. I don't. Did we not see what happened at Penn State?
Oh, we saw it.
Oh no, disaster.
Yeah, it was a big disaster.
I mean, Yeah. Oh, look at this. Look at the headline. I Google search Drew Aller, and the headline that pops up.
Oh no! Disaster!
The headline that pops up: Drew Aller very poised in Steelers win.
He was very poised.
How can we judge poise?
He looked calm.
Joey, how do you judge poise?
Is this their version of Taysom Hill in preseason football?
No, it's not anything like that.
Taysom Hill Packers football.
Not everything has to go back to the Packers, Joey.
Because
how dare you just read the questions, okay? There's no editorializing.
I have to add emphasis to what happened. I was supposed to get the floor to talk about my beloved Green Bay Packers performance yesterday.
You do have a moment right now if you'd like.
The secondary was garbage.
I thought you said this doesn't matter because it was against the fifth stringers.
It doesn't matter because it's against a bunch of fifth stringers, but one of my biggest concerns is the secondary. They are not reliable. However, there was one guy who's the second round draft pick out of South Carolina, Brandon Cisse. He had a good showing for the Packers yesterday. He almost got beat on a one-on-one run from the Steelers running back, was able to get a stop, which led to a fourth down.
So is he gonna play like a role this year?
He's probably gonna be a starter. I saw Keyshawn Nixon
played last night.
Yeah, he played last night.
He's a rookie.
Only
he's a
fifth
rookie.
strings play.
Fernando Mendoza was chopping it up
in the second half.
Thank you so much for having me.
So I didn't see this.
Sorry, no context for the listeners.
Yeah, you got to tell people about this.
Max Mendoza joined his younger brother, not Alberto.
Yeah, there's another younger.
There's a younger Mendoza that is identical in mannerisms to Fernando, and he joined the broadcast last night. And he was like, they were like, "We're here with Max Mendoza," and he's like, "Thank you so much for having me."
He was
does the hand gestures.
like Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, and then he's like, the play-by-play guy was like, "Yeah, your brother's getting some experience." Yeah, he is.
I'm so excited about this. And you're annoyed by this, Nick? How dare you? What's wrong? He's just a young, energetic kid who's having fun. He's enjoying the ride of his life.
Happy to be there.
His brother has had a meteoric rise.
He has.
He was the quarterback at Cal 2 years ago.
They're just identical.
And they are identical.
Thank you so much for having me.
And now he is famous.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like making people that have no right to be famous. I don't like making them famous.
Yeah. There's been a lot of that.
It's like, why do we make people famous? I'm trying to think of the most random off the top of my head.
Oh, there's some people who have been. How about the? Well, I was thinking about some people have gone viral.
The first, honestly, and this is just because the Field of Dreams game was last night. The corn kid that sang the national anthem.
The corn kid. I'm happy that guy's famous.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's that was just random.
What about the one lady who did a podcast in crypto and what was her name?
The
Hawk
Tua girl.
Yeah. I was not happy that she was famous. So I agree with you.
Yeah, I was tired about that one. I don't know. I just think, society does a really bad job of making the right people famous.
We most certainly do not do a very good job of that. We do not fact check on who we make famous. But
somebody did say we need a poise czar.
We do need a poise czar. Drew Aller, he knows. He's showing the poise czar what's up. That's for sure. All right, that's free balling today. We appreciate Joey for reading the questions very accurately and no editorializing at all.
Yes.
We'll take a quick break and be back with our dear friend Jake Sorensen from The Ticket in Lincoln after this on 1620 The Zone.
I'm kind of psychotic. So what else is new? I think you guys both know that my psychology is probably really can't assess how it operates. I don't even know how my brain works at all most days either. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, guys. We have not won a playoff game in 25 years. I don't believe ever in moral victory because they're a waste of time. My whole life would be a moral victory at that point. They're going to lose. It's the way sports go. It's very hard to go undefeated. I got the Royals going for the World Series this year. I don't care. I will follow this team wherever they go, and I will not complain about where they play at. I don't want them to lose a game, but I kind of want to lose a game for the sake of
Jake
pressure.
Sorensen
But
for losing.
Fridays with Jake Sorensen.
if I see him, I would not shake his hand.
93.7 The Ticket on Happer and Schaefer. 1620 The Zone.
We do morning show, guys. We're always on low sleep. It's the way it is.
And we are joined now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline by our good friend Jake Sorensen from the Ticket in Lincoln. Jake, good morning. How are you?
Gentlemen, good morning. Doing well. Can't complain. How about yourself?
Did you know that Mike Schaefer's not here today and we have a replacement?
I was informed about 9 p.m. last night of this person in there. So yes, I am aware that Mike is not there and that young Nick is there.
You have your proteges. They're all here. So we all come from the Jake wing, the Jake arm of the.
It's just a proud old man over here. That's who I am.
The coaching tree. Wow, what's wrong? You don't like that, Nick?
Where are you guys in age?
He's like 2 years older than me, I think. Jake, how old are you?
I'm 35. I'm 35.
He's 1 year older than me.
Nice. Well, I don't really have much to say. Thank you.
We were reminiscing about the time where Nick came in as a baby and shadowed me and Tom.
Yeah, that was 10 years ago or so. Was that when he was running the Amigos in Lincoln or not?
No.
Well, in fact, it was when I was running the Amigos.
It was.
That's what I thought.
It was 9 years ago today.
It was today, 9 years ago, Jake.
So you're 25. Yeah, you were 16. So it must have been just after you were running the Amigos. You ran the Amigos at age 14 in Lincoln somehow.
15, yeah.
Which is still 15, which is still an amazing feat. Should be proud of that, Nick.
It's a lot of responsibility. There's a salsa bar. You know.
Well, hold on. I feel like Happer's downplaying my ability to run this Amigos.
I'm most certainly not. I'm a huge fan of Amigos.
I was.
As I know you are too,
I
Jake.
was shift manager at age 15.
I've spent probably in my lifetime $100,000. Probably.
All right, there's the next drop for the Open. I've spent $100,000.
In the span of my lifetime, it's got to be close to 6 figures.
Did you ever purchase a Jeff Sims combo meal?
Oh
no, I sure did not.
Maybe he would have played better.
I purchased probably about 8,000 Build-It burritos in my lifetime, maybe 15,000 chicken tacos from there, and a variety of other
shrimp tacos too. You're a big shrimp taco guy.
Of course, shrimp tacos in March. Yeah, that's during Lent time. It's good. They should make that year round in Amigos. It's a plug.
Hey, shrimp is a new thing for you, though, right?
No, I think a shrimp I got into probably about 8 years ago. So is that new or not?
That's pretty new. I mean,
Jake and I got to travel to a lot of sporting events when we were working together, and we every meal we had together, we had two things. What were they, Jake?
Filet and shrimp.
That's right. We were out in New York for the bowl game a couple years ago, and every single meal we had was a filet, and we had jumbo shrimp.
I think we had 3 separate meals of that. It was a costly thing. But
It
was fun.
It was great.
Surf and turf was our jam. Did it in Vegas too.
So you only got into shrimp 8 years ago, and you lived, more than 2/3 of your life so far without shrimp. And
I regret that. I go back to 8 years ago. I'm like, I just started eating this right now. This is kind of
I got to backdate shrimp.
Yeah, seriously. So now you're just eating an overload of shrimp to make up for the fact that you didn't have shrimp 2/3 of your life.
Oh, I eat a ridiculous amount of shrimp. It's not healthy. It's too much. If I will go out of my way to try to find shrimp. Like in Lincoln, I will seek out shrimp tacos and find those spots or some sort of shrimp place. And I eat a lot of shrimp.
Now, have you gone much further into the seafood loop? Because last time, when we were spending a lot of time together, Jake, you didn't go very far down that hole.
No, I'm not a seafood fan. Shrimp's about it. Scallops once in a while I can do those. I do not like salmon or mahi or all those fancy fishes. I'm out of them. Whitefish. I just no. I've tried them. I don't like them. It's shrimp and shrimp only, and the occasional scallop, and that's where I cut it off.
No salmon for you?
No salmon.
Not
Don't
for
like
me,
it.
he
Nope.
says.
I don't like the fishy taste. People say there's no fishy taste. That's your opinion. To me, I taste the fishy taste.
I think if you cook it correctly, there's not. So.
Well, I've had a lot of wrongly cooked salmon then, Nick.
It might have been you that told me this. Costco has great shrimp cocktail.
Oh, hang on a second. It might have been me.
Was
I
it
told
you?
at length. Wow. Nick leaves me and just forgets everything I told in my life. Nick, I told you that you have to go to Costco and get this shirt. How could you
I'm sorry.
I'm ashamed of you right now. How could you possibly forget that? That was one of our major moments of me saying you have to go to Costco.
Nick, you're an adult now. Did you get a Costco membership yet?
I've had a Costco membership for the last 6 years.
Okay.
It just renewed in August. I got the notification yesterday.
Nice.
So
he's been on that shrimp
blocked
cocktail.
Out the memory. If you don't remember that you blocked that out, Nick. I'm sorry.
Jake, a lot's happened these last couple of months.
That was not months. That was a couple of years ago.
Okay, sorry.
Well, another thing here, Jake. So we should mention before we ask you maybe we'll ask you a sports question or two. But are you proud of Nick?
Oh, geez, no, we don't need to.
He's a big deal now.
He has told me this.
Well, I've told Nick, yeah, he's a big timer. He's doing big things with love, and we're proud of Nick. He's certainly worked hard at the ticket, and we appreciate that what he did for us, and we support him in his next endeavors, which he's doing great at so far. So of course we're proud.
That's a good statement.
We have no reason. We have no reason to speak off ill of Nick.
I don't like this. Jake, I did not set him up to ask that.
I just wanted to know.
I didn't assume that you did.
Okay,
I'm
good.
so upset you didn't forget. You forgot I was the one that gave you the shrimp to Costco. That is
I'm proud
sorry.
of Nick too. Ever since that day where he was a baby and he came in and he was like, "I want to learn how to do radio." I'm proud of you now. I couldn't imagine that you'd be doing what you're doing.
Did you
right
not
now.
see what I was? Did you not see the future?
I did not think that you would be running corporate partnerships for a professional volleyball team. No, I did not see that one coming.
It's okay.
I didn't see that one either. So we're on the
Dang.
same page here.
That's all right.
That's not a shot. I didn't see it.
What do you, Jake? What do you mean that's not a shot?
You were doing radio and you're doing corporate partnership. That's quite a leap. You're doing well. It's not a shot. So how can I see that as the next leap for you? That's what I mean.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna
not a shot.
go back and coach baseball or
right.
something like that.
I dabble in the baseball.
Okay.
That's not a shot at all. It's saying the industry that you were in that's not a leap that is made, and it's a compliment to you.
Okay.
It's a shot. So
Well, thank you.
that's what I mean by that.
As long as you remember to get the shrimp and remember where it came from.
Remember to get the
What's
shrimp.
that?
And I feel like there was something else I had to remember from earlier in the show, but that's all right. I'm getting old, losing memory.
He blocks everything out, Happer. He's just on to the next thing.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Jake, after spending, as someone put it earlier on the YouTube chat, fresh off of spending 15 hours with Sipple this week, how are we feeling? We're halfway through, almost halfway through August, I suppose, near half the way through camp or whatever it is. What are the vibes like over there? How's it feeling in downtown Lincoln?
Probably same as you guys, I assume. I don't think there's a lot of optimism for this team. I obviously think a good start is possible with the schedule, but then reality kicks in, and I think you guys have probably assessed that. I think the biggest game in Nebraska's schedule is Washington on October 31st, only because you should have a good start, probably get rocked 2 games in a row, come off a bye week, and then if you want to get to a bowl game and actually have a nice November, that would be the start to it on maybe getting a ranked win. And so you almost fast forward to that date, hoping that they do what they're supposed to, be 5-0 or 4-1 at the absolute worst. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much, there's just doubt on how good they can be. And I think that I speak on behalf of all Nebraskans. We want to be proven wrong for the first time and maybe ever, and they actually overachieve. When is the last time a Nebraska football team overachieved expectations, I ask you? I don't know the answer to that question.
Probably. I mean, I guess you'd have to go way back.
You can't even think about it. Yeah, you can't. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you probably have to go back to like Bo. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know it can be fraudulent, but I mean, the 7-0 start under Riley was for those 7 games.
But people thought they were going to be good that year. I mean,
sure,
they were supposed to be pretty good that year, and they had the schedule that lined them up. So I don't know if that overperformed expectations.
Maybe that just met expectations.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how about? I mean, what about that question? When was the last time they met expectations?
That's a fair question too. I don't know. I mean, I think you got to go back to Bo. Unless you give Mike Riley that year, 2016. But we're talking at that point that's 10 years ago, and that's a maybe on that one. That's not even a for sure. That's a maybe, but it's got to be in the Bo eras. We're talking at least 12 years ago. So I don't think it's that much to ask for a team that's probably supposed to win by most fans like anywhere from 5 to 7 games. Why not get 8? It's not an extreme ask. It's not crazy. It's not outlandish. Like, can you surprise us and get to 8 wins? I think you have a pretty happy fan base if that's the case. And that's not that much to ask for, really.
Hey, Jake, we were sort of bouncing this question around earlier, speaking of expectations. So if you could transport your mind back, think about the seasons leading up to when Nebraska had a new quarterback for the last several times it happened. It's with Raiola in 24 or with Sims before that, or try to disregard of what actually happened in those years, but before this season. And Tanner Lee and Casey Thompson and freshman year Adrian Martinez and freshman year Taylor Martinez and freshman year or sophomore year Tommy Armstrong, I guess, whatever it might have been. If you could think back to those times, I maybe am, I'll feed this to you. I maybe am the most confident or comfortable with Calandria out of all of those, given his previous, his production in the past. He has so many games and so many starts underneath his belt. He has so much production that I just feel like there's a certain amount of that is going to be, there for Nebraska this year. And I don't know that you could say that for really any of the other guys, with the exception of Sims, who had started games before, and Tanner Lee, who had started games before. And that's basically it.
Would you put Casey Thompson in that conversation?
Casey Thompson is definitely in that conversation too, yes.
Like he would be the one I would compare Calandria to. Like Jeff Sims, I mean, I think people had questions about the turnover issues at Georgia Tech, which turned out to be correct. Dylan was a freshman, hard to know what to expect. Same with Martinez, so they're kind of out of the picture on that. But I would say Casey Thompson came in with pretty good success where he came from, and I think that people thought he'd be pretty good, and he was pretty good. That team, as we all know, just disappointing and had a lot of unfortunate things happen, and but they weren't a terrible team, and he didn't play bad.
They certainly weren't bad at offense.
No.
Well, at least when Casey was in there.
Casey was good. People forget about Casey Thompson too. He had a good year that year, a decent, respectable year. But I would say, in your question, it's Casey and Calandria, even above Tanner Lee, who came in from Tulane. He had all the accolades. Oh, this guy could be an NFL quarterback, but his numbers weren't like gaudy. They were good. So I would say Casey and Calandria are probably 1A, 1B in that particular question.
Yep, I think so too. It's pretty close amongst those guys. Lastly, or actually, maybe just one or two more things for you, Jake. There's only a couple weeks left in the offseason. Where are you going in the next couple weeks? You have to be going somewhere.
Yeah, I'm headed out to Okoboji this weekend. See friends on the lake. I have not been on a lake the entire summer, so it's my one and only lake trip. Heading out this afternoon.
Nice.
And then I think that's about it.
Wow.
I think that wraps up the summer travels. We had a pretty fun July, pretty decent June, but this is pretty much the last hurrah, I want to say, this upcoming weekend.
And lastly, I assume you're not excited to hear about any of the performances from your beloved Miami Dolphins tonight in their exhibition game.
I'll be watching. This is going to surprise you guys. I am a pessimist, cynical person at heart regarding sports. I've been let down my whole life by sports, but I still love them. The Dolphins are going to be bad this year, but I think they won't be as bad as people think. Like people are saying 3-14, 2-15. They're not going to be good, but I can see them going 6-11 to maybe 7-10 at the absolute best.
No kidding.
All right.
I really thought you were just. I thought you were going to be in tank mode in the pits.
Well, I don't expect a lot, which is why I guess this season's going to be fine. Because I have zero expectation, but I kind of have some belief in Malik Willis. I actually like the offensive line for the first time in a long time. If the right tackle can stay healthy, Austin Jackson. But I like some pieces they have. I think they got a pretty good defensive line, good linebacking core. A lot of questions in the secondary, so they'll get roasted. in the passing game until these young guys figure it out. But I think, Devon Achane will have a good year running the football behind that offensive line, and now I'm setting myself up for a Royals situation like I have in my open there about them being good. I'm not saying they're going to be good. They're going to be a bad team, but I don't think they're going to be a 3-14 bad. I think 6-11 to 7-10 is kind of what I'm thinking, and that's not where you want to be, but year one in a rebuild, that's absolutely fine.
That'd be a massive win for the Dolphins if they weren't like completely horrible this year.
Can I give you guys a quick person? We don't talk fantasy football at all, but one guy to watch out for your listeners in your league, Caleb Douglas. Write it down, wide receiver. That's your guy, sneaky pick for a receiver.
And Malik Willis is going to be passing him the football?
Yes, he will. That's starting court QB1, Malik Willis, and I think he's going to end up being the top receivers, Caleb Douglas and the Dolphins. True rookie, third round pick from Texas Tech.
Look at that! You get a little bit of everything from.
So there you
Jake. Go. Thank you, Jake.
There's your intel. Caleb Douglas. See you guys. Have a good weekend.
Bye, Jake. That's Jake Sorensen from the Ticket in Lincoln. Fresh off his 15 hours with Stephen M. Sipple this week. He's very proud of you. Couldn't you hear it in his voice?
I do appreciate.
We're all very proud of you, Nick.
Thank you.
Even though you didn't get aggregated today on the show, at least not yet.
I don't need to get aggregated. I'm good.
All right. Dang it.
I'm pretty content at not being aggregated.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if we can get anything out of you in the last couple minutes. I have a question based on something you told me during the break. The booms and the dooms of Nebraska football this year. I think we're going to hang on to that one. That's a pretty good one. And some accountability as we round things out on a Friday after this. I would like to thank our dear friend Nick Sainert for being here today. Thanks, Nick. We
Thanks
all love you.
for having me. Seriously,
Of course.
it's always a good time.
I will probably ask again because
That's
of
fine.
one thing I'll say this. I really appreciate this about you. When I texted you, admittedly not that long ago, about asking you to fill in, you immediately responded yes.
Yeah.
I love that. That's
Well,
a big deal.
I will say this: I have a job that supports it. So
Thank you, Kirsten.
It works.
yes.
We appreciate you.
So yeah, it's they very much support it.
Sam writes in on Twitter, casual dismissal of Riley's 9-4, given what followed, is just not liking Mike Riley. It's clearly the answer about the last time they met expectations. Yeah, my pushback was on the time they exceeded expectations.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody thought they were going to be pretty good that year.
Maybe that's an indictment, and maybe that's just telling us that we need to stop expecting so much. It's hard to exceed expectations when you expect so much. Now this year,
The expectations are pretty low right now.
this year, yeah, but now granted, are we going to be content with sitting here at the end of the year saying, okay, well, our expectations at the start of the year were 6 wins,
And then they
got 8?
Oh, that would be exceeding.
That's not me.
I think 8 is exceeding. 7 is meeting. 6 is also meeting.
You want to know a game I'm terrified for?
The Rutgers game.
No,
Oh, the Ohio game.
Michigan State.
Oh yeah, you're a Pat Fitzgerald.
Did you see the
Oh,
hype
I've
video?
seen all the videos, Nick. I love that.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, I have
Mm-mm.
seen it, Dana. I've seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's terrifying.
Pat Fitzgerald being back in the Big Ten is a little bit concerning.
Especially at a place like Michigan State,
I have one more
Or-
thing to ask you before accountability.
a place that's not Northwestern. should
I
say.
agree. During the break, you said very calmly and naturally, I am anti-movie.
Yeah,
And I said, wait a minute, what do you mean anti? Like you're anti us? What movie are you talking about? I said, no, movies. I am out
Not
on
for him.
all movies.
not all.
Just movie. You don't watch movies.
I don't.
except for one.
There's a couple. Yeah.
I could relate to this.
Yeah. Thank you, Joey.
I don't watch a whole lot of movies, even though I watched a couple recently because I was bored.
I'm
And,
not-
and it's the off season, but there's a lot of other
I'm in
things
an
I have
awkward
going on.
position here because I don't watch movies very much,
Okay.
but I like the fact that movies exist.
I will say this. I am perfectly okay if I did not watch a single movie the rest of my life.
Why?
I'm serious.
Movies are good. I like movies.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What's your favorite movie?
Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11 is the only movie that
Yeah. Like the other night, I was with one of my buddies, and we were like, "Well, what do we want to do?" It was like a Friday night, and there was like 3 or 4 of us. We were just chilling in the basement, and I was like, "Well, what do we want to do, boys?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't really feel like going out." And I said, "Here, how about this?" And I put on Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
But that was it. Like,
Now, have you tried doing that with just a different movie?
no, because I don't have any interest, and I have zero. I do not care.
There are other movies that are good.
See, like that's just subjective opinions. All I've heard over the last 2 weeks is how good The Odyssey is. I'm sorry, I don't want to sit there for 3 hours.
I get it.
That's why you don't go to a theater. You just watch it at home.
Here's the other side of it: is there was a couple years ago, my buddies, like my close friends, are big into the movie premieres. Like they'll buy the movie tickets and go like the first night it shows. And we did that for Spider-Man a couple years ago. It was good. So I didn't mind it. I don't need to watch it again though. And then they showed the preview of Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange sucked. So I was like, I'm never doing this again. And ever since that
Doctor
moment,
Strange made you cancel movies out of your life.
I have not been to a movie theater in probably 5 years.
For me, it's probably about 10 years.
See,
I don't
that's
know.
what I'm trying to get
It's-
to.
It's so long.
That's where
It
that's
is
my
so
that's my
long.
next that's my
Hey,
next
This
goal.
movie
I don't go
theaters
very
ain't
much
for
either.
me.
I
They're not
I
for
don't-
me.
I don't go very much either. But I'm gonna take. You know what? Let's just start this and say,
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for accountability.
so my accountability is this.
That's Law and Order.
It's not the movie's fault that I don't go to movies. I'm not blaming movies.
It's not Giancarlo's fault.
I'm blaming me. This is a me thing. I am not going to movies because I don't have the time or I don't want to or I don't prioritize it enough. I'm not being like you guys and blaming the movies and saying, oh, the movies aren't good enough. I don't want to sit in the movie for 3 hours.
I'm not blaming the movie. I just don't. I'm not a fan of going to movie theaters. That's just for me.
See, it's not even the movie theater. I shouldn't have brought the movie theater aspect into it because now people think I just don't like going to movie theaters. No, it's the concept of a movie that I just don't care. I just don't. Now, granted, there's been a couple of good ones. I'll sit back and I like to laugh. It's not an attention span problem. I'm perfectly fine sitting down and doing something for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
If it's not Ocean's 11 and they're not taking Terry Benedict's casinos, I don't want to see it.
Incredible. There's a sequel. There's a couple.
I don't need to dip into. I don't need to dip into Ocean's 12.
That's a good.
I don't need to dip into Ocean's 9. See, this is the problem with movies. They try to do too much. Not just Oceans. There's like 5,000 Oceans, but then you always have to have a sequel. You always have to have a something 2, something 3.
I just figured if you like Ocean's 11 so much, maybe you'd be interested in the other Oceans.
I don't even need to. I'm perfectly content with just one Ocean.
Okay. Do you think that
the 11th one?
If we could, we got to get out of here. But like, if the people could band together and come up, like crowdsource one movie, would you watch it for them? Like, if we could just get it, like we feel like we could come up with a movie that'd be good for you.
Yeah. Like you, if you truly want to do this, you and Schaefer and Joey on Monday can have this conversation because I'm sure it'll come up.
Listeners,
okay, the listeners, I don't care. You guys can tweet at me. We can do this.
Okay,
and I will agree to watch one movie.
I was hoping to go to the room screening on September 24th, but the Packers happen to play on that night.
You guys are seeing horrible movies.
It's a great horrible movie.
It is the concept of sitting down and watching a movie. It's the movie concept.
What's going on? What's your excuse?
Yeah. Yours is the movie theater issue. You're like, that's why you watch it at home.
Joey is purposefully watching horrible movies.
I love horrible movies.
But you don't like good movies.
I like good movies, but I love horrible movies. Especially created by the great Tommy Wiseau.
This is a crazy accountability. Does anybody have anything else?
I mentioned earlier that I had a beer yesterday that I instantly regret.
Yeah.
I got the cross strain. I tried the Hot as Hell's lager with chilies.
That beer is incredible, by the way, but you couldn't handle it.
Well, I could handle it, but it was just the aftertaste a little afterwards, the habanero and jalapeno.
Yeah.
I got 5 more cans.
Here's the key. Our good folks at Cross Strain would agree with this. You take the Hot as Hell's and you mix it in with their I think it's called Dad Jokes or something like that, or Tan Limes or something, whatever it is.
Great names.
You mix them together and then it suppresses a little bit of the heat from that, and then that makes a fantastic beer.
I will definitely
check that out. There's a little heads up for you. All right, Nick, thanks for being here today.
Thank you, guys.
Nick. Stick around for the crossover. This will be fun.
Yep.
We do have a crossover with Matt. It is coming up next. If you miss anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. Have a good weekend, everybody.